It is 9:30 on a Thursday night, and you are tuned in to Beltway Radio and Beyond, which can mean one and only thing. But this is Chip Chat. I'm Chip. Who are you, Tez?
You just told him.
Welcome back.
Yo, welcome back.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We had a holiday break.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It was nice.
For me and for our listeners.
You're right. Sorry. We're back.
We are back.
First week.
If you're watching on the video.
Yes, on the video.
Let's just get this out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm wearing one of, I think I've counted it up now, 50 some odd pieces of Michigan gear I own.
Wow.
Well, I'm wearing 2 pieces of gear because I'm wearing the hat too. We advanced to the national championship in a very exciting game against Alabama. It should not have been that exciting. I had several heart attacks through that game. Note, if your job is to return punts, put your heels on the 10-yard line and don't fucking move. If it's over your head, don't touch it. It's like elementary football, right?
And the rules change where they kick it closer now in college? Because no,
that's on kickoffs.
On
but on a punt, where touching it is bad.
Oh, but people get that one there. I think people get caught up in their head in between two modes of, am I going to get it and run with it?
That's why you drill into the head of anybody who receives punts. Put your heels on the 10, and if it's over your head, don't touch it.
Yeah,
simple.
Especially if it's over your head.
From like the earliest age.
I get if you're trying to catch it and people are running at you at 30 miles
per hour.
Don't
touch the ball inside the 10. That's just basic football. So it was very exciting, way too exciting. Yeah. Now we get to face UW in a national championship game.
It's the 90s again.
It should have been in the Rose Bowl. I'm mad at UW for 2 Rose Bowls they took from us, and so I had to get a new hat.
Oh.
My last Rose Bowl hat says 1998 on it.
Wow.
It's true, and I was wearing it during the game, and it worked. So
of course it did.
Yeah, that's how everything works.
You guys making the friggin' championship game just shows that cheaters do prosper.
Speaking of which, it turns out Ohio hacked all the video stuff of all the other teams, and now they've got a paper trail, unlike their fake allegations against us. Ha! Just wanted to point that out. Everything you say bounces off of me and sticks to you, apparently, Ryan Day.
Go blue.
That's right.
There it is. And then you get to have your coach win. He's going to probably win against Washington and then depart to the NFL.
So also, let's put that to rest. Jim Harbaugh is never leaving Ann Arbor. This is very clear.
You're delusional.
They just gave him an extension. And the extension stipulates no leaving to the NFL. Okay. That's what it says.
What? You know how many college coaches have gotten extensions but still end up leaving to go somewhere, either another school or
there is
the
no
NFL.
chance.
He's going nowhere. Let's put it to bed. He's going to be there.
I don't know what you want to put a timeline on this. You want to give it a year? I will bet you however many 6-packs you want to bet that Jim Harbaugh doesn't leave, because you got to understand that this is not a job for him. This is a lifetime ambition, is to be the head coach of Michigan, to win a Rose Bowl, and now to win a national championship. He already beat Ohio 3 in a row. He already won the conference 3 in a row. He already won a Rose Bowl. This is the thing, and he is not just some coach who happens to be the coach at Michigan. He is a kid who grew up in Ann Arbor, whose dad coached at Michigan, who played at Michigan. His dad also coached at Stanford, but he was an assistant at Michigan. He played for Bo. He played for Lloyd Carr. Like, this guy believes and loves Michigan as much as I do. Maybe more. And if you saw the interview with his parents, the level of intensity in the Harbaugh family is astounding.
He loves Michigan more than you. I'm going to go out on a limb and say
he might.
No,
it's hard to quantify. If I had the talent he had, I would. I'm not saying I wouldn't be there.
I'm just saying, we know him as again, he makes his kids run to go and get the Halloween candy.
And he times
it. Then he has them to run back, change costumes, and then run again to get more candy.
Yeah.
He's more intense about everything in his life.
Yes. when they interviewed Roman Wilson after the game in a press conference, they were like, how was your Christmas and your break and all that stuff? He's like, you know what? And then somebody asked him, what question do you not get asked by the media? And he goes, you guys don't ever ask me enough about Coach Harbaugh, but let me tell you about him. And then he went on this 5-minute speech about how he went to his house for Christmas, and on Christmas, there's Jim Harbaugh doing chores, feeding his chickens, which he...
Crazy.
The story of Jim Harbaugh and the chickens illustrates everything.
Exactly.
That every time they talk to any of these players, the first thing they say is Coach Harbaugh. And every time they talk to Coach Harbaugh and they ask him about the first thing he says is the players. And that's why the league doesn't like him. So there you go.
That's why he will go to
Michigan
the NFL.
Versus the world.
He's going to go to the NFL.
Okay.
I think by March, maybe before. There's what I'm going to say. We're on the limit and say
that's what you're betting?
I'm going to say before March. Yeah, he's going to say I'm leaving and going to
2 6-packs.
2 6
Easy.
There you go.
Hop slam.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay. Anyway, we can get that out of the way. We're going to celebrate this new year.
Yes.
By doing sort of year in review.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah,
because we didn't do it at the end of the last year, and I think we've done this maybe at the beginning of seasons before, where we look back at some of these things. So we're gonna do this thing, which is the most DJing to ourselves we could possibly do.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watch Corrections, Seth Meyers' show. He's at episode 87 of this. It comes out on the Friday after the show, and it's where he reads the comments and corrections from people who throughout the, YouTube and whatever people post in the comments, and then they send him things, and then they correct the corrections, and it is so inward gazing that if you haven't watched the other 86 episodes before, you can't just start at this
show.
You'll never get it. You have to go back and watch all the other stuff first. So that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Also, would very much like to invite any of our, as Seth calls them, jackals, who want to send, the jackals who send the corrections. If any of our jackals want to send us corrections, we will be glad to read them. Let me give you the P.O. Box is P.O. Box Get Lost at 1234 FU Town Road, 22202. There you go. You can send them there.
Okay.
Send your comments.
Road. Yep. FU Town Road.
Also, we're gonna have some
ride.
Lil Tez X.
I guess, yeah, right. Don't piss off the conservatives.
Yeah, our huge fan base.
Yeah.
Also, we'll have some of our regular segments. We'll have rundown. We'll do some sports things.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wild.
That's not cool. That's not that's not cool.
That's Saturday.
That is not cool. Imagine it's Saturday. God.
That's Saturday.
I know it is Saturday.
You're going to be wish you not doing dry January that day.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You know what? It's kind of sad when I get in snow.
Why?
Because it'd be all white.
Oh. God damn it, bro. I walked right into that one.
You asked me so,
much like the Capitol on January 6th.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Right in. Not you, though.
Not me, of course not. Good Lord, no.
No, exactly.
No.
But yeah, that's it. I mean, we're gonna get into that in the show, so I don't even. I don't have anything to say about that right now.
All right. So, do you have a word?
Yes, I do. I actually remembered it from this morning when I was.
Oh, really?
I've been thinking. Look,
you've been off for a while.
New year, new me. I was here early today.
Well, we're gonna talk about that too.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All right. Yeah, I got a word.
Okay. Yeah, I got a word. I'm ready. All right. So, sit back, grab some
tenure.
It's Foster's time. You're listening to the best show, the only show, Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Sweeps. Because now everybody's upset. This is a.
All right, well, welcome back to Chip Chat here on Beltway Radio and Beyond. I'm your host, Chip. With me is Tez.
What's poppin', y'all?
All right, so now we've come to the part of the show called The Rundown. This is where I tell you about some stuff that's going on in the news. You heard it. If we were real radio professionals, it would sound something like this.
From Beltway Radio and Beyond in Washington, D.C., I'm J. Scott Smith. And this is the part of the hour where I tell you some stuff that's going on in the news.
Congrats to Jay's Lions, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Winning the division.
Yeah, came out of this in the start of the season, proved us right?
Last time that the Lions won the division, Michigan also won the Rose Bowl. So that's how long ago that was.
My book's not cooperating.
No. What is your book? You've been at this book for a while. It's a thick book.
It's 850 pages.
This is like...
I've been reading it for if you look back on the videos from the show, it's been on this desk now.
It's going to be
since
in a couple
October.
Of these clips.
Yeah, oh wow, that'd be crazy. It's right. Yes, but post-war.
This is the kind of book you use to level a table. It's really
it is
stout.
Exactly that. No, but it's very interesting to be this long. Like, I'll say that.
Well, the post-war period keeps getting longer.
Yeah.
For now.
It makes
We're gonna get a third one.
Sometime.
We're kind of close to it.
Again, we're not even at the serious shit yet. The serious shit is gonna be when people are moving in mass. Because
I would say several million Ukrainians moving.
But I'm talking about that times.
Oh, yeah,
because their whole thing is gone.
100 million people moving.
The TED Talk today is earthquake. We'll move on.
I heard he's illiterate. I learned that today.
That's funny. That's right. I wasn't even going. I was talking about real earthquakes.
Go watch the Cat Williams thing.
Oh, my God.
That's the wildest shit you've ever seen. And some of it seems plausible. Some of it seems self-serving to me. But other bits of it, and he maintains that he's funny. And I agree. I think Cat Williams is very funny. Okay, speaking of funny, we are about to hit...
It's not funny.
We're about to hit the third anniversary of the only modern American coup. And it's worth mentioning here that things aren't looking any better. In fact, they seem to have gotten worse. Recent polling has shown that among Republicans, the view that Trump and his violent followers did nothing wrong on January 6th is calcifying.
It's bad. It went from 27 to 15%?
Yeah. They are currently launching acts of violence against elected officials, judges. Many senators and congressmen openly fear for their lives and their families' lives if they cross Trump. And there seems to be so little hope of redemption that even Tez is buying into my barge theory. This was written in advance, and Tez had every opportunity to edit it. But since he won't, this stays in the script, which was also written in the script. Sorry. That's proven a point.
I scanned this part and didn't see it.
Sure you did.
I seen Tez. I was like, oh, it gotta be good stuff.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on planet Earth, the Fed and the Biden administration have gotten a hold of inflation without a recession. So far, job growth and, importantly, wage growth continue to outpace inflation and prices, and the overall strength of the American economy is stoking a stock market that remains in record territory. But, for some reason, that message seems to be completely unable to penetrate the minds of most voters, including a lot of Democrats, which I don't understand, who still falsely believe that we are, in fact, in a recession while also complaining about inflation, which is a physical impossibility despite what Fox News seems to have convinced people
I told somebody at work today, they made a joke about it, and I was like, stop, we can't joke about this. They're like, well, we're in a recession. I was like, no,
we're not.
I know you're joking about this, but we can't joke about this because everybody thinks that. And the question I've been asking, and I implore everybody else to ask people who are close to you, and just say, like, are you doing personally, just yourself, are you personally doing better than you were 4 years ago?
So interesting point about that. In the most recent polling that we got from University of Maryland poll and Washington Post that they just did, Republicans who self-reported that their income has improved by $30,000 a year or more all report that they are doing less well now. So when they were asked, what's your income? They said, this number. What was your income last year? A lower number. And then they say, so how are you doing relative to previously? And they go, worse.
And look, people might want to bank, because I get inflation has come down, but like prices are again at a level that they're going to stay at. But some of these folks' wages are like, they're way beyond what the inflation rate is.
Way past.
And again, I asked them, like, well, you personally, and I'm like, not what you internalize because what you watch on TV or from other people maybe that you think are doing this, but like you personally, are you doing better than you were 4 years ago? Most people I ask that say, yeah.
Yes. And in fact, that's objectively the case. The infrastructure law and the IRA seem to be working to boost development, jobs, economic activity.
Like I almost,
but also that doesn't seem to register with anybody.
Oh,
People can literally see the projects happening in their towns. They can see the bridges being rebuilt. They can see the dams going, producing power. They can see the wind farm off the coast of Massachusetts sending its first bit of electricity back onto the grid. And that's one turbine, and it's not even at full speed yet. And they still go, well, this Green New Deal is bullshit. And you're like, you idiots can see this, right?
Nobody passed the Green New Deal.
That doesn't matter. They
I wish it was that.
But but like the tangible benefits are there. They are hitting people's pockets, but somehow not their minds.
Here's out of Axios this morning, just numbers from this. By the numbers, manufacturing-related construction hit a $210 billion annual rate in November, more than triple the average rate it was in the end of the aughts, like
we got to bring back more jobs.
That's insane.
We're short workers.
Let them in.
That tells you something. That's like crazy. Yeah, we need. I don't know. Did you hear the story from Erie, Pennsylvania? So, some of the big cities like New York and Chicago, they're crying about the Greg Abbott sending them buses full of migrants. And Erie, Pennsylvania, is actively trying to get Texas to send them there. Because they need we got a shortage. People.
Wow.
Yeah, they desperately need people. They've got all this work, and they don't have enough people to do it. And they're like, yo, bring them here. And they're not the only ones. Kansas City, Topeka, a bunch of places are begging for these buses full of workers.
It almost seems like when the government invests money into the country, that everything seems like, I don't know, but these, I think if this was 30 years ago and this was happening, people would be jumping for friggin' joy.
There would be no controversy over this. But because it's become tribal now, recognizing the success that you are personally getting because of something that the other guys did, there's not other guys. We're all the same guys. But if you recognize that something that the other team did benefited you personally, you can't say that out loud.
And here's another thing you could go chew on as well, too. That if it's not my fault your crazy-ass president butchered the fucking COVID response.
Right.
You guys could have, again, not you guys, us. I would have voted for the damn man if he'd have went through and then we're going to stop this virus. And I'm not saying
we're going to come together and stop this virus.
We'll get back to everything later.
We're going to get the best scientists on the case.
Exactly. Do it like some apprentice-style shit. And he could have, if you would have did that, everybody would have lined up. He would have got the most votes. It would have been insane.
He would have won by the widest margin since FDR.
And we would be looking right now like, damn, I get, but maybe I don't know. We could just,
maybe racism's fine. It beat COVID. ChipChat would be a Trump positive show.
It'd be insane.
You believe that?
So don't get mad because he decided to butcher an economy.
But in their story, that's not what happened.
By all things that happened for the last 8 years prior to
But in their story, that's not what happened. They've got a different reality.
Again, you know what I sound like? Here. I sound like those three people talking. I'm trying to talk. I'm not talking in a language that again, folks can understand.
You're Cassandra. And everybody's ignoring you.
Yeah.
All right. Crime is a leading headline despite lower numbers, and apprehensions at the border are increasing due to, check my notes here, apprehensions.
Yeah.
They're stopping people.
Yo, he's like, again, the immigration folks aren't really happy right now with some of the shit that's going on.
Nobody's happy with what's happening at the border, but if you ask, everybody says it's broken, and if you ask, how is it broken?
Yeah.
That's where you get a really different response.
Yes.
Some people, us, think that we should have a more clearly defined path to entry and a legal path for people to get in that is, more beneficial to our economy and more humane. And people on the right,
You could even get surgical with it and be like, hey, we need these type of jobs. Well, you go do these type of jobs, you get an express. You're on the express lane of citizenship.
That's right.
Or green card, whatever it might be.
expand the Einstein visas to include people who aren't Olympic athletes.
There's ways to do this.
Hey, do you know how to farm? Guess what we need? Farmers.
And this is the incentive.
You're
for you.
in.
Yeah, I'm not making you do this because I want you to have your freedom here, whatever you like. But I think I'm highly encouraging you to do this because you can get that if it's
Yeah.
done. I don't know.
Welcome in. Okay.
Christ, it doesn't
Are
seem
you a
like-
teacher? Good Lord.
God gracious.
How are you with guns? Don't go to Iowa. Thoughts and prayers.
Oh, God, yes. Good
Yet
gracious.
the alternative narrative is believed even by many would-be Biden voters who could spell doom and open the doors for third-party kooks who alter the election outcomes in favor of Trump. Make no mistake, if Trump wins, this will be the last election ever held on U.S. soil. You disagree.
I disagree with this. I think this is
Again, you had an opportunity to edit this.
I know, but because I definitely saw that piece in there, and that's the glaring piece of this here. I disagree with this. It's just simple and plain. Even if he was elected, number one, I don't think like day one dictatorship easily could happen. I could probably be looking like, yo, we doing some wild shit to be America to regular ass people, like which I think is gonna be folks that are trying to cross the border. Those are gonna be the casualties to go first. Everybody else, you right after that.
Yeah.
That's I'm telling you, like
you
you'll
look
be looking
right at
over
me
like,
and-
damn, look at those folks sitting in like those
You
cages.
and I are going together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We're
So,
on a list.
but again, it's
How
only-
are you with train travel?
Nah, I can't pass.
Mm.
I don't. It would cause me to believe that folks in this country, number one, aren't gonna see what is or potentially gonna happen, and go out in November and vote. And all you independent folks, think it's simple and clear. Who you need to vote for? It's Joe
Replace
Biden.
the name Biden with the word democracy, because that's the,
And I think
that's the difference
yeah.
here.
And in 2028, let's go at
Then
it
vote.
again.
Then vote for somebody else.
Let's
That's
go
fine.
at it again. Let's not make the same mistakes. Maybe we can learn from this. You want to go put in someone? You want to go put in the lost cause lady? Sure, so be it. You want to
Yeah.
go put in Uncle Tim? So be it.
Ah.
You want to go in? I don't know. You want to go put these individuals in and have them battle for the nomination in 2028?
Meatball Ron.
Yo, you want to do that? Have a blast.
Uncle Tim.
Yo, we can do that. Let's just try to do it again. Liz Cheney, can you wait? I don't know when because if she's talking about she's still weighing on running. I think you only run as an independent.
I think she's just gonna try to raise a lot of money to smack him down.
Okay, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. Be careful, but again, if you guys want to do that, we can do this in 2028. To all my fellow black men out there, I guess I kind of can get why you might get down with Trump. The same way I, again, look at his influence in hip hop music over the 90s. I kind of get it. It's a weird thing, but I kind of get it. But what I don't get is fascism. I don't get that. You know why? Because I never lived in it, and I don't ever participated in the system. And I know some folks gonna be like, "Yes, you have, because you're Black American." I get that. Yes,
you participated in that kind of fascism,
but not when the white folks. Again, that's again when the
white on white fascism.
When the white on white, because that gets a little tricky then. Because what? Wait,
I
hold
think
on.
the
I like to go
majority
to the ATM and like withdraw money. Everything goes smooth and normal things. Some of those things can easily start to collapse very fast,
quickly. I think you're not just to black men in America, but to people in general who seem to be, let's say, fascist curious
or
at the moment.
Bored with democracy.
Yeah,
maybe
all of this is like, I think in general, people who seem to be okay with the idea of a strongman government in America, whatever their background,
right,
suffer from a lack of education, and they just don't know what they're signing up for.
Yo, and neither
they-
did the people before in every other place that this happened.
That's right.
No.
But if they could talk to somebody from Burma, or if they could talk to somebody who lived through it in Europe, or if they could talk to somebody from Argentina or Chile or some place that experienced this in the living memory, or Cuba, or can understand what this is actually like, you know, the unitary party system, they're just like, I know you think it's gonna be okay because when everything else has gone quote unquote really bad, you've been fine. You're not gonna be fine in this one.
I don't know why you'd want to chance it. It's not something to play around with.
Anyway, if Trump loses, of course, it will be an acceleration of the impending wave of violence and potentially civil war that has been simmering for years. Never did the white people who wrote the 14th Amendment consider an America in which the white people were so scared of multiculturalism that they would vote for and support insurrection. That they didn't bother to
Amendment's not even for y'all.
Yeah,
It's not even for y'all.
They didn't even bother to add any of the specific details to Section 3 because they couldn't contemplate such a thing. The reason that there aren't a lot of mechanisms to support or to stop somebody, to support the thwarting of somebody like Trump and this fascist movement in this country is because it just never crossed the mind of the people who were making these rules that this could happen. And then when it did happen in other Western democracies, they pointed out, they concocted some reason why that couldn't happen here.
Yeah.
And, you know, oh, well, we're a melting pot. But you see that when the melting starts to happen, all of a sudden, fascism starts to look attractive to certain groups of people.
And that's a really, because again, we know the statistic of, if you look at counties where people came for January 6th, they were all in places where there's been a change in the demographics.
That's right.
And again, mostly that there are more, again, Hispanic. I think the specific number was Hispanic folks.
The county got browner.
Yes.
And they don't like it.
Yeah.
The county got browner and richer.
That's the other piece.
And a little bit less.
No poor people came to do this sacking of the.
Right.
I'm telling, like, it's not. None of them were poor.
No. And when you called for you know, somebody to come and mow your lawn, it wasn't the white kid from down the street. It was a professional.
But they want the whole "Make America Great Again" is the idea of the little white neighbor that came
Try
down.
not to think too hard about this.
That's crazy.
It's non-linear.
But they, like, again, they're selling that to something that hasn't been true for years.
Look, the reality is that car sales are up, right? There were 15 million cars sold last year. That's still not as high as pre-pandemic, but
Which,
that's
I mean,
still
because interest rates are insane.
interest rates. So despite
Right.
interest
That's what I'm
rates
saying.
and
That's
prices
crazy.
being insane,
Cars are up.
car sales are up.
That's crazy.
Airline ticket prices are up and unabated.
Yeah.
Air travel is at the highest level it's ever been. Travel in general is way up. Spending over Christmas was up by wide margins. The year-over-year increase in spend and economic activity is up, 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 up. So tell me exactly where this recession is, and tell me exactly why you can see all of these things happening and still not understand that it's not this American carnage story that you're telling yourselves on Fox News. It does not make sense. I don't want to say it this way, but you people are fucking morons.
Okay, that's not helping.
No, it's not helping.
we need to. That's not. That's not helping.
Sorry, you people are stupid morons.
Oh,
Like,
God, yeah, he doubles down.
you see the reality happening, but yet you create a false reality for the story that you tell. But you operate in our reality. You go to school. You go drive on the roads, you go to the ATM, you expect the gasoline to come out of the pump, which is lower in price, by the way. You look at all of these things, you go to the store and you buy the stuff and you complain that the prices are high, but you keep buying it. Because you know what else is up? Your wages are up.
Please keep buying.
You understand that the system is working, But when you go home and sign on to your stupid MySpace or whatever, you're telling everybody that the system is not working and that it has failed.
You sign on to the MySpace that's been dead for 20 years.
Much like the views of these politicos.
Yeah, I guess it's an ideology, right? Like, I mean, a lot of it is that, right? And when you don't have a common enemy, and this sounds crazy, but I think you don't have a common
Cold War
enemy.
helped hold a lot of things
I'm
together.
telling you, if you don't have a common enemy as a country, for the whole idea of like a nation state, right? Something for the nation to grab onto, you gotta have something else. Like, the problem is, like, we don't have. But no, even then, what do we rally around?
See, but that's the thing. I thought, well, as soon as Russia invaded Ukraine, I was like, oh, great. This is going to fix it.
But the people...
We know who the bad guys are. It's the Soviets. We can get all the Bond movies out. It's all going to be fine.
But we should have also known that, no, it doesn't work that way anymore, because the man who previously was in office was, like, he was not even best
Russia's
friends.
fine.
He's his lapdog.
Well, he's apparently in debt to him. So,
Yeah.
like, I mean, you're looking at a place where the modern Republican Party would have been like, Bomber Gap, let's help them build more.
Yeah, like, things are really upside down.
Poor Ike. He won that whole war for what?
Yeah, I mean, no. The war should have been. There should have been intervention a lot earlier than what it was, first of all. But beyond that,
beware the military-industrial complex. Unless, of course, you just think we should burn it all to the ground.
Because there's no way. I mean, again, when I think
you know how you could support the military-industrial complex? You could get some aid to Ukraine. Because you know where that money goes? Back here.
Even with that,
they're buying American bullets, you idiots.
Even with that, like, how do we not get creative even with the military service, or like even just like, and maybe there are things out there and I'm just ignorant to it, but like ways to connect the civilian population with the military. I mean,
it is connected. People just don't understand it and don't see it. When a military base closes, look at the economic impact of it.
That's huge.
Okay, when the military contractors lose a contract or a war ends, look at the number of jobs that are lost. Like, it's all there.
But like, even like on a deeper level, like when they're coming back, like, I don't know, like, and again, no, I'm not the idea man around this here, but like, even for like their mental health of like connecting them again with people.
Give them a civilian buddy for
some shit like that, a pen pal. I know that shit sounds crazy, but like, again, because
Americans could be writing to Ukrainian soldiers. We could have pen pals.
I would say
we could be sending them victory mail.
Well, first let's send them some money.
But you understand that if we send them money, it just comes back, right? That's this whole thing that doesn't make sense to us. We're not actually sending them money. We're sending them stuff that we made here, that we're paying American workers to make, and then we're just mailing the stuff that we made to them to blow up, so they call us for more stuff. It's just economics.
Yeah, it's a dirty game, and that sounds terrible. But again, I thought that we rallied in this country
around the greenback.
Doesn't seem to be.
Not that pink money.
No.
All right. All of that is to say that today, Trump asked the Supreme Court to reinstate him on the ballot in Colorado, which basically double stays their ruling. Colorado's Supreme Court did throw Trump off the Republican primary ballot because they said he violated Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which I think if anybody knows how to read is very, very clear that he did that. But it is also one of those things where, like, I am not okay with the idea of courts determining who is and who's not on the ballot. This does need to be a thing for the voters to handle. On the other hand, we are at a point where the Supremes have no way out. But we know that this court basically wants to never rule on anything. So what do you think is their narrow way out of ruling on this?
Do you try to force Congress to do something? Because that's the body that should do this, right?
That's right.
That's the body that should take care of this. And I mean, if it goes to Congress, like I don't like he. Where's the winning hand there? I don't.
Well,
think,
I don't think there is, and Congress is incapable of movement.
But don't you? But would he already then? I guess I don't know because he hasn't necessarily been invalidated yet. But right, Congress can overturn and be like, all right, we feel like you've paid your debt to society. We're gonna allow you to do. We allow you to go and run again. They're the only body, to my knowledge, that can do
but
that.
also
It doesn't have to be a supermajority, I believe.
It does have to be a 2/3, but to un-14th Amendment somebody.
But that's the thing. He hasn't been.
So the 14th Amendment's not self-executing.
Right.
Somebody could argue and say Congress needs to actually enact a law based on the 14th Amendment.
Right.
You could make that argument. Several of the Supremes might as a way to do
Because that's the one to be like,
Yeah, they can dodge. They can say also nobody's been harmed yet. So nobody's got standing.
Yeah.
And the 14th Amendment is preemptive, but without a law to execute it, therefore maybe it can't be. I don't think that from an ethical perspective, the unelected 9 can sidestep this.
No.
But I think that they will want to.
Yes.
And I think that they will try several things. But remember that the rocket docket doesn't always give you an explanation. They can choose to take the case on the rocket docket, or they can decline. And if they decline, there's never an answer as to why. And if they decline, it's because they got more. You have to get 4 votes to take the case. You don't have to get 5. You have to get 4 to take the case. And, the question is, are there 4 who will take it? Well, there's 3.
Yeah.
And it really rests with Roberts, I think, but it might. I could see super literalist Gorsuch being interested in this, and I could see Beer Can Brett, who seems to be a little more moderate than we all maybe thought he was, saying, hey, this is bad for the country. We got to get involved here.
I don't think the liberal justices want to decide this election.
They don't want to decide this either.
And that's why I don't know what they can craft up, but I do think them as a body are probably looking at this like, this has happened once before. It doesn't feel the same, but it is, again, the court being involved.
Bush, Gore.
Well, yeah, it's not the same. Outside of the court is now involved again in another presidential election.
Yeah, the court doesn't want to put their thumb on the scale in the election. And also don't rule out the political violence fear of this. These guys, they don't have security the way that you might think they do. And I think that if they rule in any direction, whatever Trump tells his people to do, they will do it. And if he goes, Beer Can Brett betrayed me, kill him, then they'll do it. They will go and they will firebomb his house, and they will do that. And he commands an army. We saw it 3 years ago tomorrow, or 3 years ago, 2 days from now.
So pretty much you believe that Trump dumbly will announce a murder.
I think Donald Trump, the only true thing Donald Trump ever said, since he was in political spheres, is that I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and not lose a single vote. And he's goddamn right about that.
Okay, so again, he may not lose a vote, but you already got him. He's already in the middle of several trials here.
He thinks he's going to beat him.
He can think all he wants because he's a delusional 70-plus-year-old man.
Again, we're into the you and what army, because it eventually.
But that's me too. His army doesn't really frighten me.
Yeah,
that's the thing. His army doesn't.
What type of the army that we saw several years ago? Mind you, where are they? Most of them now.
They're afraid. They're
in jail.
A lot of them are in jail, and some of them are. This shit got real in a sense. Yeah. Now, I think there are some extremists there that'll continue to do what the fuck they're
but once
do.
they actually got hit in the head with the billy club, they were like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. And then also,
you're not supposed to hit me.
Yo, Randall got 3 years. 3 years.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, shit. You went to Washington. Some of this is the first time coming here, which is kind of crazy.
Shocking.
That's insane.
I take your point, but what I'm saying, Trump doesn't ever directly say, go kill somebody. He says,
It's not. He thinks he's a mob boss.
yeah. So
I
he
mean,
talks,
that's the thing.
he talks
He
in mobbies,
He does.
and he says things like, "We don't like him. Nobody likes him. If he was gone, it wouldn't be terrible. I didn't say that. Nobody's saying that. But, we all think it, folks. You think it. I think it. We all think it. We all scream for ice cream."
There was a time in this country where you couldn't say things like that.
Yeah. And he's just saying it.
Bad things would happen to you.
But to the people who he wants to receive that message, they receive it.
But I also think, again, we're thinking about this in 2020, where I feel like those groups were a lot, and maybe there's some clandestine, like they're over in the cut somewhere doing whatever the fuck they're doing, and maybe they're planning. I think that shit is splintered heavily.
They
And
all
I
turned on each other.
Exactly. And I'm like, they got caught a lot of folks by surprise, I think, on January 6th.
I think it shifts if Dear Leader is more explicit about it.
Yeah, fair. That's fine. But I don't think that they're able to mobilize. Like, they don't even show up at the courthouse like they're supposed to.
Yeah, I do take your point that these people are sort of, in general, distrustful of everybody around them. So that hampers their ability to, like, actually mobilize and behave in a way that would be effective. I get that, right? Team cohesion's important. Why
Jack Smith's gonna get you.
Why do teams that play with joy and easily pass the ball seem to be successful in all of the sports, basketball, soccer, you name it, and hockey? It's because they trust each other, they work with each other, they like each other. Whereas you got teams full of stars, maybe, who don't trust each other or want to be the star all the time, they fail.
There's only one star here, one son. It's Donald Trump.
And that's the thing, is that he doesn't tolerate anybody else taking the shine. So I mean, I don't know, but on the lower level, do we see more of these targeted attacks at county boards and at state capitals? I mean, there was a school shooting today. Who knows what that was motivated by?
That's just America.
Yeah,
that sounds like I feel
literally
bad.
couldn't scroll far enough on my Washington Post app to even find it. I had to Google it. Like, that's how far down this was. That there was a school shooting and it just doesn't even rate.
It didn't rate.
There were more stories about, like,
6-year-old was killed.
Cool places to
amongst
travel
other
in 2024 than there was about that. There was a school shooting where a 17-year-old got a gun and shot up a school. That's
crazy.
The American carnage that we're in.
Yeah.
But that's not the thing
That's
that
not
they're
what
all
they're
concerned about.
That's not it.
Thoughts and prayers.
Christ.
Go look at the pool video. I posted it on my Facebook, and I'll put it on the ChipChat one if you want to see it. It's remarkable, but not the point. Somewhere along the line, this court is going to have to get involved.
Yes.
And at some point, John Roberts is going to have to do his job. And I know he hates that.
But hasn't this court, I mean, and this is a different question altogether. We're talking about the election specifically, but around January 6th, the court has seemed to be like, hey, you're not immune to these things. You are, like, and those are easier questions than what they're about to be asked.
Yeah, in the cases about whether Congress could subpoena records or whether Jack Smith could get the records or whether he could take things to court and all that stuff, yes, it's true that this court seems to be sort of institutionalist in its general outlook.
I think they also want, Roberts would also want some type of ruling that includes the liberal justice. And I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, that's true. I think he would look for a consensus ruling.
Yes.
I mean, there's two that are never going to go along.
Yeah, exactly.
Sam and Alito and neighbor Clarence are just not in.
Yeah, all right.
But
she's new. The new folks, I think.
I don't know about Coney Barrett, but I could see Roberts looking for a way to craft a Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, KBJ, Kagan, and Sotomayor ruling together.
I don't know what I don't know what they.
A 7-2.
Yeah, I don't know what they rule though. Like, that's the thing, because I'm not sure unless they're saying it needs to go to Congress.
Yeah, that might be what they rule.
But then, okay, all right, let's just say it goes to what? Okay, first of all, the slim majority in the House. What happens there?
There's no majority in that House. Hakeem Jeffries has a majority.
Exactly. What happens there if it's going to start there?
So it stops dead there. But the thing to remember is this is really, really critically important. Congress is sworn in on January 2nd.
Yes.
Because they have to count the votes on January 6th.
Right.
And the way the 14th Amendment is written is that if Congress decides by a 2/3 majority. So there is a possibility that Democrats could win control of the House in the November election, be sworn in, and decide as a body that Trump is ineligible to serve even if he won the election in November, vis-a-vis the 14th Amendment, Section 3, and refuse to count his electors.
And it would have been, and this shouldn't be able to go back to the Supreme Court
And it
because the
couldn't
Supreme
go
Court
back to
had
the-
already sent this there to it.
Right.
So,
So
there-
if they do say this is
that's when
Congress's
the violence
bailiwick
starts.
here,
All right, if you want to
now
believe
you're
it,
really looking at
that's
a thread in the needle kind of issue.
Like I said, like once the black and the Jew came in friggin' Georgia, I told her, I was like, ooh, I said, I was like, ooh, I don't know how they're gonna, because it flips.
I think you mean the ChipChat senators.
The ChipChat senators. Excuse
That's
me.
right.
I'm trying to.
You're selling us short all
I'm
the
selling
time.
us to the conservatives. The
Oh,
black and
that's
the
right.
Jew.
The black and the Jew. Hashtag the. I love a the.
Like the college football.
Oh, don't do that.
No, but again, if that happens, that should be honestly how I think how the government should actually work. Like the Supreme Court should say, no, we should not have a hand in this election. We should pass this to Congress to make this final determination. Maybe there's a surprise at the convention.
What should happen is people should overwhelmingly vote for Joe Biden, and this shouldn't even be close.
Yes, I think that should happen. That's going to happen.
and all of this should go away, and the fever dream will be over, and then we can use Tez's barge theory and put all the Trumpistas on the barge and tip it over in the middle of the Atlantic.
No.
It's your theory.
My fellow Americans.
Speaking of fellow Americans, Brian's girlfriend
Oh, God.
is switching districts.
Moving on up.
Yeah, in Colorado is one of the states where you can serve as the representative of a district you don't live in, which does not make any sense, but it is how that works.
That's not representative government.
No, not at all. It's not called the House of Representatives anymore. It's called the fundraising house.
Also, before we even get into this, if Trump is allowed to stay on this damn ballot, get rid of this whole shit about you got to be born in the United States to be fucking president. Throw that shit out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Okay? Throw that out. What the hell?
Let Granholm run.
Shit.
Who do you want to run so badly? You?
No, hell no. I'm not that fucking crazy.
I wasn't born in the United States either. I was born in the district.
No,
It's not a United state.
at all. It's not
It's territory, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll get
it's
to-
covered under the...
the federal city.
Kane was born in the Canal Zone. Technically counts.
Yeah.
Okay. So Brian's girlfriend, Bobo, she is... That's a cherry picture. Jesus Christ. Thought you liked her. So,
Hey, she got everything open.
yeah.
Oh, God.
So Lauren, recently divorced Lauren Boebert, won her district by less than 600
It was
votes.
insane the last time.
And so she knows that she's not going to win again.
No, yeah.
So she's switching districts from the 3rd to the 4th, I think. And she's switching from the 3rd to the 4th, which is the other side of Colorado entirely. On the other side of the Rocky Mountains. She's from the western slope of the Rocky Mountains, and she's now going to try to represent the eastern slope. And, who cares? But the funny thing is she claims that the reason she is, in trouble in her district is because of Hollywood stars, specifically Ryan Reynolds and Barbara Streisand. Key point, Ryan Reynolds, Canadian. Not sure how much he can donate to...
Right.
I think he has dual citizenship at this point, but neither here nor there. It's because she can't raise any money, and nobody likes her. So she's like, I'm going to take my ball juggling hands and go home. Except she's not going home. She's going to go run another district.
Yeah, in a different district.
Yeah. I don't know.
She's
Brian's
gonna
the
lose
Boebert expert. Would you vote for her in the other district?
She needs to stay at home.
Yeah.
I mean, look, she has to admit that, this fight that she's claiming that she needs to continue is non-existent. I mean, it's absolutely. This is where I have the problem with gerrymandering. I think it's ridiculous that only the Republicans have been doing it for years, and and I know that this is the sad part with the Democrats. They have never fully complained about it. They just sort of like allow it, and they figure it's like, okay, we'll still have the people to vote in our districts and all that. But really, it's like, no, you can't keep doing this. If anyone remembers Robin Ficker here in Montgomery County, and this dude keeps bouncing every ounce of throughout Montgomery County to try to get on the Montgomery County council, because he figures like, well, I can't win in district. Let me go to down here. Can't live in it. He's still living in the county, but he keeps bouncing left and right trying to get on the council. So then he tries county executive, and he still gets his ass.
So there's Democrats have gerrymandered things too. Specifically, Maryland comes to mind because they drew Roscoe Bartlett out of his district.
But not as bad as the.
But that's true. The Republicans figured out longer ago. Yeah. Democrats have only recently got hip to this, that the key power is in redistricting.
Yeah.
But this isn't exactly an example of redistricting. This is an example of the district changing.
Because again, think who's moving into Colorado.
That's right. And it's becoming more cosmopolitan, and it's becoming richer. It's becoming more economically viable. And that generally spells higher education. That generally spells people who want better services. It generally spells people who are more tolerant of other people around. Because again, the key to money is to sell stuff to the most people possible.
Yeah.
Here's a quote. It's coming from Hollywood. When you have Barbra Streisand coming in, little wink to the anti-Semites, and donating to The Democrat, and then you have Ryan Reynolds coming in and donating to The Democrat, she said, it shows you that Hollywood is trying to buy their way into Congress. I would point out that Barbra Streisand has had a home in Aspen for like long enough that South Park made fun of it in season 1. So that's going back to the mid-90s. Yeah. According to the Federal Election Commission filing, Streisand donated $1,000.
This is where I want
total $1,000, yeah. And Ryan Reynolds donated a total of $500 in March.
Those are probably the limits too. Probably that could even like.
Yeah. Well, that $1,500 really kicked her ass. That bought her. You know how much $15 will buy you? 2 tickets to Beetlejuice. You want to take a break?
I think we probably should.
All right.
On that one.
We're well over. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get to do our favorite game on this show, which is, well, we'll explain it. But it's called the Clip Game, and everybody loves it, especially us. And we're the everybody.
That's all that matters.
That's right. So we're going to take a break. You're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Sweeps.
Everton money. Which means, are we on? We're on. Welcome back to Soccer Chat on ChipChat here on Beltway Radio and Beyond. I'm your host, Raj, and who are you? You're another Men in Blazers. Brian was. Brian wanted to know why I'm so mad about the Premier League taking 10 points from Everton. The answer is that we were winning games, and then Everton owes money to the people who are about to own the team. So the new owners are loaning money to the team for things like building the new stadium. We're leaving Goodison Park after 150 years or whatever. They're loaning money to the team in exchange for like the pieces of the team. And then as soon as the ownership deal flips, there's no debt. But the Premier League, as part of the global sports conspiracy against me personally,
yes,
was like, oh, this is a way we can punish Chip. We're going to take 10 points away from this team that they earned by winning games with no names on their team, by the way. With Decore injured for like most of the season, we're gonna take 10 points from them for a thing that they're doing that is good business. It's just like that fake suspension about Harbaugh. It's just part of the global conspiracy.
And it gets them closer to be regulated. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, so we're fighting into
we're
at the edge of the relegation zone, but you know, we won like 5 games in a row, so it got us out of trouble for a little while. Anyway.
Well, here's another game for you to be.
Well, hold on, I have a setup.
Oh, okay. Good.
Okay.
Oh, he said game.
Welcome back to Chip Chat. I'm Chip. Tez is here.
Yep.
Okay. One of the things that almost nobody gets to see about this show is the genius of Brian's file names. Every week, Brian takes hours of unwatchable Chip Chat footage and cuts it down into unwatchable Chip Chat clips, which he then uploads.
That you've never seen.
To us. Yeah, well, I've seen.
You watch them, obviously.
Yeah, because I got to upload them. Then he uploads the file names to the clips to us with these file names attached. And the file names themselves are often comic gold.
Yes.
But because we are too self-absorbed, we never remember them after the momentary chuckle of looking at them.
I've never looked at them.
That's right. So tonight we're gonna play the clip game in which Brian will play us the clips, and then we have to guess the file name that he assigned to that clip.
I'm gonna win this next year.
Game. You said that last year. Game Master Brian, take it away.
All right, here is the slide. Here, yes, we were playing the chip clip game.
Oh, look, it's got a new graphic.
Oh, look at that!
Yes,
Shit.
So here's how it's going to go. So I'm gonna I'll pick an imaginary coin somewhere, and pretty much you're gonna pick between these categories. So here the categories.
Oh, there's categories now.
There are categories.
Do-do-do-do.
So first.
I get sued for
First
that
category is balls. The next one is.
Wait, what was the
Hold
first
on,
one?
go back to the first one.
First one is balls.
Oh, God.
So most of these titles will have.
The next one is
balls
very
in it.
concerning too, because Jamaicans say that differently.
Yeah.
Next one is
exactly.
politicos.
No, say it
I
in
know, I don't
Jamaican.
want to say it. No, I don't want to offend anybody. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, next is
Batty means something different
Yes,
in
batty
the
means
Caribbean.
batty.
Yeah.
Even that was too close.
Batty.
Yes.
Yeah, Jesus
Next one
Christ.
is guest right. This is where we feature
Oh.
a lot of our guests on here.
Okay.
I'm never here with it.
Yes. Next is post up. This pretty much mainly features you guys.
Oh,
Okay.
And last but not least is mixed bag, and this is a bunch of probably some topics that we dived in, and you know somehow it made sense at one point in time.
I love this
Even
game
the
got
category
better.
names are funny.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good.
Balls.
I know one of them that's going to be in that category.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's easy. All right.
So, home field, let's say Michigan. All right, heads or tails?
Heads.
All right.
Balls.
It is tails.
Oh, God.
All right.
All right, starting Bob. So, Tez,
Yes.
which category would you like to pick first?
Balls.
I knew you would
Like,
Here is your first balls category.
it's the most time balls repeatedly in all the time.
Balls.
God, it's gonna be so bad for him. It's gonna be so bad when it's
At one point late last summer, Bannon owed Costello more than $100K, according to a source directly familiar with his unpaid bills. I mean, the dude is like, I don't know how he's getting. Why are these people getting representation?
Look,
They have a
they
right
do
to.
have a
No,
right.
no, they should.
Look,
They
okay,
should
all
have
right, look, all right.
representation.
Yes, I believe
I'm
in
just
that.
wondering why they have expensive representation.
Yeah.
From people who theoretically have reputations and careers that they want to preserve. You know, because these guys are going to be gone eventually. You're not going to be able to make a living defending Trumpistas for forever. They're either going to all end up eventually in jail, or they'll Darwin themselves, and then it'll be fine. But like, the cottage industry
Wouldn't it be
is going to
simpler
dry up.
just to get on the DeSantis train for them?
Meatball. Apparently. Meatball DeSantis.
Hey, you know what that rhymes with?
No. Street ball? Okay.
All right. So,
Shout out. That was a great hat, by the way.
I know, and I was telling people to get on the DeSantis train.
Yeah.
Wrong.
all right, so Tez.
Yes.
What's the name of the file?
What is the name? What's the file name?
What's the file name?
I know.
Are there 3 words in the file name?
No, you
I
can't ask questions.
I said, all right. Meatballs, street balls, DeSantis.
Okay. Wait, do I get to guess?
Now you can get
Okay. I think it's Street Balls Ron.
I
shit.
thought you were going to get it.
Ooh, the answer was representing street balls.
Okay.
Represent. Oh, damn it.
Street balls.
Street
All right,
balls.
Chip, your
That was the
turn.
one I thought I was going to get.
All right. I want the host up category.
Balls for 200.
All right, let's see where we. That's
How many are in each category?
what do you mean?
Like, are there multiple balls categories?
Yeah, there's multiple.
Well, how many?
Enough.
Okay.
Oh, secret.
All right. Host up.
All right, host
Leftover
up. Here's
balls.
your host up slide.
I like that it's vaguely Star Wars.
The network took a break in the past, in the before Tez times.
I hear you mention that.
And we and Larry and I basically taught ourselves how to broadcast over various other forms from my shop in the back of my garage.
Oh, like Kai Rizzo.
Yes,
He broadcast other shit.
yes, yes.
Just I'm pretty
was-
sure you don't have this.
He was the inspiration.
right.
No, I mean we did it. It was very difficult to run a board and operate the software and do all the talking, but we did it. And then Larry cried about it being cold because it was wintertime for a period. We had heaters in there, but he was like crying about it's cold, and that's stupid because he's from Buffalo.
So
like-
black. Let's black
Yeah,
folks
but
get
he's
cold.
from Buffalo.
Yeah, that's true. That's different. Yeah, it doesn't matter what
I don't
nation
think
and
color is
It doesn't
the
even matter.
operative thing about
It's-
Buffalo.
It's just always
You're
negative.
from Buffalo.
0.
Yeah,
0 and below.
yeah.
0 and below. Just random things.
Okay, Chip.
Black Buffalo.
I thought you were gonna get that one.
That's close.
All right.
All right, Tez, a chance to steal.
I was going with Black Buffaloes. It was gonna be mine there. Shed stories.
Buffalo Soldier.
No. Well,
No.
Buffalo was in it, but it was Buffalo Holiday.
Oh.
You get the word in it. You should
Yeah,
get the
she
point.
got partial credit.
Nope.
No.
No.
Nope. He was quick to that. Nope.
All right, Tez, your try.
All right.
I don't remember all the categories.
I'll put the
Put some
categories
categories up there.
Just pick one.
All right. So
Pick one in. I'll go
here's
with that.
categories again. We got mixed bag.
All right.
We got host up.
Okay.
We got guest right. We got Batty Politicos and
That one's scary.
Balls.
I'm gonna go with Batty Politicos. Let's get
Batty
that out the way first.
You should explain to the people who don't have Caribbean friends or relatives what this word is and why you're afraid to say it.
I don't know what's it's a delicate way to say this. I guess I wouldn't even know if the Caribbean. I guess maybe the Caribbean as a whole can be extremely homophobic, and Batty, as you see there, would usually be pronounced Bati, and put man in the front of it to describe people who are gay.
In a derogatory way.
Yeah.
It's the F word of gay people in Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that.
Well,
Okay.
not this one. So
Not this one. It doesn't. In this case, it means crazy.
yes. So
Like,
here we go.
as in,
No, to be fair, some like
that is the root of it also in Caribbean.
in Jamaica,
English.
it could also be as well too. Like my grandmother
Have
would be
you
like,
gone
I'd spank your bati. So
Yeah.
again,
So well, here's your Batty Politico.
Oh
careful.
Lord, be careful!
Everybody, be careful.
Gonna get us canceled.
No.
Now, I've decided that Cheese Bro is a great way to address somebody.
Yeah.
What's up, Cheese Bro? You know, so
And there you go.
Is this how you spell it?
That's his
How you
name.
spell
oh,
it
that's the
again?
name.
You
There you
called
go.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's so. As I was editing the show, right, it wanted to know, did I want to change Cheeseboro to Cheese Bro?
Wow. So the
Google was like, I think that's Cheese Bro, and I was like,
that's what. Yeah. That see machine learning at it again.
so
it's
we
learning.
now have our very own. I don't know if anybody can see.
The Cheese Bro.
This is Mr. Cheese Bro,
Kenneth Cheese, bro.
Kenneth Cheese Bro. My kids still call that the Cheese Bro. By the way.
All right, Tez.
God, the cheese got up and left.
It's gonna be cheese. I want to say just like, "What's up, Cheese Bro?" But there's no way. Yeah, "What's up, Cheese Bro?" That's what I'm going with. Gonna hit the same button.
Oh.
Oh!
Actually, it was just Cheese Bro. So I'll
Just
give it to
Cheese
you.
Bro?
Just Cheese Bro. But
All
Hey.
right, finally.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, but I mean, he backed down on the rule that he just
I
said
feel
he
like-
wasn't. That's insane. He just
No,
said
no, no,
no.
no.
He said no to
Over
not
our
having
history
that.
of playing this game sort of as a team, because even though we're technically competing against each other,
Right.
we're really playing against Brian. I think we take the points. Like, let's
Yes,
not argue.
fair.
We score so poorly at this in general.
That's the one
Let's
point.
take it.
All right.
Take the points and run.
We got it. Yeah, the Cheese Bro strikes again.
Cheese Bro strikes again.
Okay.
Shout out to Drew Kidd, by the way.
Yes, yes, exactly. Our
Thank
guest
you for
in-
the Cheese Bro.
All right. So, and we do have a score.
Oh, we have scorekeeping.
Wait.
0-0.
Oh, we all have zeros.
You shouldn't
The
have.
bottom of the table.
Ip Clip, Georgia. It's like-
Go live.
The ChipChat Senate delegation
Exactly.
strikes again. Senator Ossoff. You know, we haven't heard much from Warnock and Ossoff lately.
I like my politicians like that. Hopefully
Yeah,
they're doing what
it's
they're
like
doing.
hopefully they're bringing home the bacon for the people of Georgia.
Yes.
All over the place.
That's their job, right? Like, that's another thing that people are like, oh, the senators are just spending money in their district. That's literally what their
Yeah.
job is to do.
To make it like they were for it, but most senators will be, they need to be crediting Joe Biden. That's what
Yeah,
they need
but
to do.
they, well,
Don't be out there talking
let's
about we
not
did that.
say that Warnock didn't win that on his own, because he literally
No,
won
he
that
won
seat
it on, but
4
right
times.
now your job is to go out there and, no, he's also running those. Well, I forgot.
Yeah, he's up.
Every Democrat needs to go and buoy the
Yeah.
president, which is a little weird because that's not usually how it goes. The president buoys everybody else. We're at different times now. Everything's
Yeah,
turned upside-
it's
Go out there, Gavin Newsom. You're doing a great job.
All right. So,
Too
Chip,
easy.
Yeah, no,
so Chip. Pick.
okay. We're back.
Yes.
Well, no, you were futzing around with the graphics, so we were buying time.
I know.
All right, so
Filibuster.
categories. Let's go with balls.
All right.
You love the balls.
Yo, I love the balls. I'm a big fan of mine.
Tan ones.
Yeah, right. What's up, Tucker? I bet that's one that comes up.
Yo, let's see.
Us
Let's
talking about
see.
Tucker.
There we go. Stand by.
Stand by for balls.
Pretty good joke.
Funny.
Come on.
That's funny.
That's
on there.
right.
That's
It's a good
that's
drag name.
That's a good one.
I think. I don't know. I'm not the expert here. Okay, number 7. Honest to no, bro. That's it. There's a lot in that one,
There's a lot.
but it's a good name. You should try it. Next time are you doing, Patrick, you doing any drag these days?
No, but if I do, I would be.
Which of these so far would you use?
Well, I would have my own.
you'd have
I
your
just
own.
came up with one.
Okay, yeah.
Rio De Niro.
Rio De Niro. Yeah, that's a good one.
Huh?
Yeah, I like that.
You know.
I'll just be volley street balls.
Yeah, Volley Street Balls.
Okay, so what is
It's so foolish.
Street Balls.
Street balls.
Oh, good
no,
Lord.
it's Chip's answer.
Oh, it's my, yeah, all right. This is going to be something like sweep balls.
Okay.
Tez.
I'm gonna go with. God gracious, God, I don't. Dragon street balls.
Oh!
I'm gonna like you claim that I don't change it, but you did have it in there. So it's dragging balls in the streets.
Oh,
There
that's
you
there we
go.
go.
Take that.
There we go.
All right.
I'm not mad.
Dragon balls.
Dragon balls. Game of Thrones.
Or Dragon,
Dragon
Ball
Ball
Z.
Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon balls
Yes.
with a
All right.
Z.
Tez, you pick
Sorry,
one.
Mr.
Just like Volley St. Balls.
Volley St. Balls.
That's one of your best moments.
Dealer's choice. Put up a topic for me. Pick one.
Take
for
the
me.
mixed bag
give
then.
you
Mixed bag, I guess.
Mixed bag.
Mixed
I'll
bag.
give you a mixed bag. So here is a mixed bag.
It's much like the balls.
Yeah.
It's a mixed bag,
Mixed bag.
not a ball bag.
No one will shoot out.
You know? I don't know what you're doing.
You need a conservative viewpoint.
Yeah, we should put him on. He can do the show with Tucker.
Oh yeah.
I offered a show this week. We can put Tucker on, and then J. Scott Smith will be on right afterwards.
There you go.
For every hour Tucker's on, Jay's gonna need 6 hours
6 science
of fact checking
Yeah.
just to get to okay, now we've cleared up all the bullshit that this guy said. Let's get to
Right.
the actual news.
Exactly.
What would it sound like if J. Scott Smith was delivering the news?
From Beltway Radio and beyond in Washington, D.C., I'm Jay Scott Smith. And this is the part of the hour where I tell you some stuff that's going on in the news.
I think it would sound like that.
Oh
We heard that clip? That sound?
I'm not sure.
It had to be, right? That would have been us setting
I
it
thought
up.
the first time that we did it didn't work.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought that was
But that would have
I
been
was hoping it was that one. I
That
love
would
when
have
it
been a
doesn't work. It's hilarious.
But Tez, what was the name of the clip of this one?
If I was J. Scott Smith.
All right. I think it's gonna be Tucker Scott Smith.
Jesus, disrespectful.
Yes. Now.
All right, it is
No longer friend of the show.
Yeah, right?
It is Great Scott.
Oh, news.
Damn.
News.
Damn.
That's your favorite part.
Damn, that should have been an easier one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have got that.
We both said Scott. From J. Scott. No, nothing. All right. I'm trying.
Good talk.
You only reached
Yeah,
so
right?
much for so long.
No.
All right, Chip, one more for you.
All right, one more for me, and then is it break time?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
break.
What was the one between Mixed Bag and?
Host up. We have host up. Guess right.
Yeah, Guest Right. That's
Guess
the one.
Right? Okay.
Let's do one with the guests.
Guess right. Let's see.
Maybe it's J. Scott Smith.
Guess is to the left though.
To the left. They're all to the left.
Yes, guess
You ever watch this show?
Sit to the left.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
And yes.
you'll love this one. I think you'll get.
Oh, will I?
Oh,
Am I in it?
I hope this is
This. Oh
one
yeah.
with the ladies.
Here we go.
Okay, so I haven't played with it, and I haven't played with any of the competitors' versions of this idea, but I do know a little bit about ice machines. So I'm gonna guess how the device works, and then you're gonna tell me how I'm wrong.
Okay, I didn't know why I was here, but I guess it's more of a game show.
Well, not usually.
It's a bad one.
Right. Okay, so my first guess, fairy dust.
Yeah, there's a lot of that involved. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct.
The next thing is, I think there's pumps circulating the water so that it builds up like in a commercial ice machine, layer by molecular layer.
No. Mm-mm.
Aha.
There's a blog entry on the website that tells you
I
that's not
didn't
how it
read
works.
it. That would have wrecked the game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of choices.
What's the name of this clip? Bewildered Charlie. Is like poor Charlie was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I hate coming on this show.
And the funny thing about this clip, and afterwards, where Charlie said it was the best interview.
Yeah, he said it was the best interview we've ever done.
Yes.
So
The guy-
weird.
it was so weird.
I know it was. I thought I was like, this is the worst interview that's ever happened yet. That was a bad interview.
Charlie's been affiliated with this show since the very beginning, and if he thinks that was the worst we've ever done, which includes several interviews with him, that's really bad.
No, he has the best one.
Yeah,
When
Charlie's
he
gonna come
screams
back.
at you. Is that what on? That is the best one.
Keep interrupting.
Yeah, he just started screaming at you. I hope that's something.
Charlie's coming back to do Oscars because that's coming up in March, by the way.
Better
So
week off.
yeah, we're gonna get next week off too because I think we got to take next week off timing wise. But in any case,
MLK.
this is a day of service. If
I
you're here
know.
working, you're doing this show. That's a day of service, and it's actually the
Um,
next week after we.
it is.
Okay.
All right, so Chip,
So-
what do you get?
This is ice no, or something like that. Ah shit.
Tez?
Oh, God. I'm gonna go with Jesus. Because now I'm
Maybe
trying
a
to figure out
fairy
the clip.
dust thing in there.
There was a fairy dust in there. Charlie doesn't say much, so I can't go from there. Chip doesn't know how this thing works.
That's pretty close.
No.
Ice, no. Well,
Ice,
there's
ice,
only one
baby.
ice game breaker.
No.
Oh,
Damn it.
I
Giving you
mean,
too much credit on that one. I should
yeah,
have
that was close.
thought regular. Ice
Well-
Game Breaker.
It was funny.
Was funny.
It turns out the way that thing works is nothing like that.
Yeah. As we all knew
It's
before you-
insulation is how it works, and sort of
So
forms
here's
like
how we're gonna do. We're gonna take a nice little commercial break brought to you by
Alex Jones.
You Got It.
Oh yeah.
Brand spanking new.
Oh, wow. See, even when I'm losing, I'm winning.
All right. You're listening to Alex Jones on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Turn the frogs game.
Dude, America first! America first! Get that through your head! Dude, America first! America first! You heard that before? What? America first! America first! What the hell, man? Dude, America first! America first! To all of you, let me explain one damn thing. America, America, America. Dude, you understand? America, America, America. My point is America's first. America, America, America. What the hell, man? Globalists, no! Goblins, no! This is it. Everybody get ready! America first! America first! Get that through your head, dude! America first! America first! You heard that before? What? America first! America first! Get that through your head! America first! America first! I'm sick of all these witches and warlocks. You're full of shit. and warlocks, you're full of shit. Pumpkin popsums, I'm sick of it.
You keep interrupting me.
And all of it's lies. Because you're lying. That's why. Witches and warlocks, you're full of shit. Pumpkin popsums, I'm sick of it.
You keep interrupting me.
And all of it's lies. Because you're lying. That's why. Because every god thing.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Chip Chat here on Beltway Radio and Beyond. I'm your host, Chip. With me is Tez.
What's popping, y'all?
That was Alex Jones, of course.
It's probably irresponsible to play him on the day.
No, I think it's okay in that context, as long as you're not also playing him with a bunch of well-respected women curlers.
Hope that clip is
really
somewhere.
bad idea.
I gotta keep picking guests.
It's a really bad idea. All right, so we're back with our clip game.
Yes.
This is the Chip Clip game.
Yes.
And our game master Brian, our esteemed super producer, you won an award for that, didn't you, Brian?
Yes, I did. I won a nice white belt.
It's oh god, I didn't buy the belts. Take that up with the 420 guys. But yeah. So and we've got a score. All right, so on the Ip Clip Georgia score, you can see it's 1-1 after the first half.
That's gonna be a random thing I say this year.
The Ip Clip Georgia game.
Ip Clip Georgia.
All right, so and
wait, hold on. Then it just flipped back to Clip game. That's funny as shit.
Hey, you gotta love live television.
That's funny as shit. All right,
so Brian,
it doesn't say Ip Clip anymore.
Remind us of the score and the categories. Please.
All right, so again, it's 1-1, so they both got one.
That's insane.
But here's the categories again. So they can pick from balls, Batty Politicos,
again,
guest right, host up, and last is a mixed bag.
All right.
Last, we leave it with Tez now.
Tez, you're up.
We'll go guest up.
Okay.
I'm fishing for something.
You're fishing. You want to find me embarrassing myself?
Let's see how we do this. Oh,
that's not that hard to find.
It's poor women.
Like that. People say that about this show a lot, actually.
That's insane to watch.
Here we go. So here we go for your pick.
Yeah, that's a skunk you can't
What do you
shake.
think it smells like? Astroglide and
yeah, that's a good question right there.
Probably a little bit of pine tar. Probably smells like Red Bull, pennies.
Yeah.
It's just like every
chewing tobacco.
Yeah, whatever it is that Jesse Waters is made out of.
God.
Little rubber.
Whatever is made to make methamphetamine is pretty much what's fluttering around in the air at Fox News. And I want no part of it. I couldn't do it. I'd punch Sean Hannity on air the first night and get fired.
The good thing is, though, Fox News tells the truth when they're deposed.
Yeah. Because they don't want to get sued for another $1.6 billion.
I already got it.
I know the name of this clip. Right. Go ahead. You know it's your.
What does the fox smell?
Okay. That's a great. Yeah, that's got to be close.
Officially, fox stinky smell.
Okay,
yeah, that's right. You got 2 words.
Exactly. Come on.
I was gonna guess the Chip Chat bump because after that, Jay got plucked to be the anchor on the NBC affiliate in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Chip's done it again.
Hey, you want to get famous? Come on the show. It doesn't help us. We apparently can't get famous.
No.
But we make other people famous.
All right, Tez, pick another category.
You won. You get to go again.
Let's go. Guest up. 200.
I don't think there's levels. Is there?
You mean guest right or host up?
My bad.
Yeah,
guess right.
That's gonna be the next year.
Yeah, that's obviously in there.
Clip game.
We need mispronunciation.
Wait, where's the Clip Georgia score?
Well, I'll put that up later.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's the next one.
All right. if Cliff George's score.
Some concepts. You know, there could be no SpaceX without Apollo.
Of course
without
not.
Atlas. You know, Atlas is a very successful.
Yeah, no kidding.
Absolutely. So all of these things have to be led, right? Because, you know, basic research on that stuff.
Government's got to
get
eat
them
the
to pay
cost.
for it.
It's got to eat the risk, and it's also got to sometimes eat the moral gray areas. Is it really morally ethic? Is it ethical
Yeah,
to
that.
stick a guy in a capsule on top of a missile and shoot him into space? Well, if it's for his country, somehow that's morally okay.
Yes, the story of the nation state. It's a
Yeah,
different
yeah,
thing. that
he's
happens.
doing
Yes,
it
you
for
know
his
what I mean?
country.
Exactly.
But if he's
Come on.
doing it to make $1, that
Yeah,
seems
that's
kind of like
down
dubious.
low. Exactly.
Is it ethical to hire a Nazi war criminal to
Right.
build you a rocket to get to the moon? If it's in
Yeah.
service of defeating the Soviets, then it's absolutely
yeah,
okay.
exactly. Like, look here. Like, we gotta sometimes put a blind eye to
You
things. but it's-
understand?
it-
Like-
it is. Yes, that is it. That is it. That's
Happy
the facts
end
of
of
it.
Passover, Werner. That might have been one of my better moments.
Oh wow! I
Chance,
forgot
you
that.
have to answer this first. So
Lego my rocket.
oh, Chip.
There's something about Passover rocket ship. I got a groan.
Yes!
Whoa,
I'll give it
wow.
to you. I will give
I
it
got
to you.
bells. It's the Passover line.
Yes, rocketing Passover.
That's really close. Yeah. Rocketing Passover. That's really funny. That's see what I'm
That's
telling
good.
you, like the
That's
humor in
good.
the names. There's a
Rocketing
lot in
Passover.
there.
That's good.
Yeah. Happy Passover, Werner.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
All right, so
You lost, but won.
I don't know if I'm
I don't
proud
know
of
what is
myself
that?
for
What is
that one.
it's now tied.
Oh, it's
there it
tied.
is.
Oh, the clip game.
Yes, now we
What
got
is
it
that?
officially cleaned up thanks to the graphic team.
Is that the? I thought that was the Ip Clip George's
See,
score.
that's what I said. That's what I watched it change in real time.
Yeah,
I was like, what the hell?
I don't know what that is.
Chip, what do you pick?
What category was that? Oh, let's go to Batty Politicos. We haven't
More
done enough
Batty
of that.
Politicos?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay,
No more. Please.
Batty.
Yes.
You got to say it like that.
Yes.
In American. It's Batty means like crazy.
But no more baddie politicos. I don't want any more.
You don't want any more. You want serious, like sober politicos? That's boring. What would we talk
wait
about
till
on
you
this
hear
show?
about this one.
The deal, anyways.
Yeah, they were like, "What do you mean you cut a deal with the president?"
That's not the
Like,
point.
you sent me to cut a deal with the president. I
You
cut
look-
the deal with your stuff.
But that wasn't the point.
That's not what we want.
That's not what we want.
We want nothing.
Exactly.
We want nihilistic bullshit. So then he's like, all right, tell you what, idiots. He doesn't call them idiots. He goes, tell you what, sir, may I have another? That's how he calls Matt Gaetz.
Oh, God.
He doesn't say that to Lauren Boebert because he knows what'll happen to him in a dark theater.
Oh.
Sorry, Brian, your girlfriend's cheating on you. So your granny, her mother.
We're in an open relationship.
Yeah, clearly. By the way, just to point it out, Lauren Boebert's mom is about to be a great grandmother at 54 years old.
Huh?
Because Bobo claims that she was inspired to become a mom at 18 because her mom was a mom at 18.
Some
Keep hope alive.
I know, like you like to. Sometimes they like to put this on one community.
When
Seems
you
like
talk
it's
about family values,
family values, huh?
welfare queens, and all
Yeah,
that shit.
exactly.
Okay.
All right. So what's that?
What? There's a lot,
A lot
going on
on
there.
that one.
Gates, Boebert, and McCarthy. Oh no. Shit. All right.
God, what is it? Let's go.
Brian and the Gilf.
That's what that
right.
was said on
Yeah,
one
but
show.
he wouldn't write. Yo, no, we
Yeah,
did.
we said,
definitely.
yeah, it was
your
said.
favorite Gilf. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did a segment like that, but I don't know if he would have put that in the.
No, not in this one.
He's not gonna throw himself under the bus in the file name.
All right, what is so they're in that? I'm trying to use what they're talking in that clip about, and
They.
well, but like the subjects of it, like
Oh,
Boebert
okay.
and Go Bobert in the dark.
No, that's a good one too.
Good, but no. It is
Boo.
Open Bobert.
We know that's what Brian's hoping because he's in an open relationship with. That's how we should have got it.
Yeah, there was clues.
All right.
There were
Tez,
clues.
one,
All right.
How many more we got left?
Balls.
one more balls. Okay.
One more balls. Oh, that's not good.
We love more balls.
Gotta be impaired.
Right.
Gotta give me two. Gotta give me two clips of
there
balls.
should
Can't do
an
it one at
even
a
number
time.
of balls.
Yeah.
Can't be 3 clips of balls.
Okay, here we go.
The good folks at Mars, M&M's.
Those are
have-
the great folks. And
have
shit.
announced-
I love me some fucking M&Ms.
Yeah, they make some.
They make great candy.
They make great candy, and they're local actually.
Ah, that is
Yeah,
true.
the
Yes.
Mars family in McLean, Virginia.
Yeah.
So they decided that look, there's too much controversy around all of the M&Ms because as M&Ms has expanded to more than just regular and peanut, they've added more characters,
Yeah.
spokes candies,
Smokes candies.
which most of us have enjoyed watching their
red,
antics.
the red and yellow. Red is voiced by the great Billy West,
Right.
And
Ah,
the yellow
yes.
one is voiced by Oscar winner J.K. Simmons.
See, and they've been fantastic. Everybody
Great
loves it.
commercials. Yeah.
Oh, this is an envelope.
Right.
It's basically
That's
the
really good.
precursor to Patrick Starr.
Fair enough. It's a sort of Candy, Abbott, and Costello.
But they were great. They've been staples for damn near
Like
what,
25 years.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
them back in the mid '90s.
Yeah, well, in the original CGI, like the first CGI of them was, was a little spotty.
And some of these things don't last. I ain't seen the Coca-Cola polar bears in forever. But
Yeah,
climate
well,
change and
that's-
whatnot.
Well,
you
yeah,
know.
that's what
That's
caffeine.
right,
That's what
right.
caffeine does to the system.
Just pitching softballs.
All right, Chip. What was the?
I think it's something about the polar bear. It's something like climate change polar bears. Coca-Cola climate change polar bears. That's too many words. Shit.
All right.
Look at these
Tez.
dead ass polar bears.
Is that it?
I don't know.
That's a good guess.
But it's not the right one. It is caffeinated softball.
Oh,
God, the category is balls.
right.
Shit.
I forgot.
Yeah, me too.
Softballs.
All right, since you
Jesus.
guys are, here's how it is. You guys are tied.
What's the
That's not the game.
That's
That's not the game. I don't know what game we're playing now. Clip game.
Where's the imp clips?
Georgia.
Georgia.
See, that's on the ESPN Plus on the Ocho. Okay.
On the
Imp Clip
Ocho.
versus Georgia.
Yes.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it plays.
All right, I will pick a category for you.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's probably better.
All right,
Dictatorship.
Fascism.
Fascism.
This will be the last two categories, and it will be.
Fascism.
We've run out of clips about balls.
Yes.
We have to look at the other clips.
Yeah. So here's one clip. So I'll give you 2 chances to try to win something. Here we go.
Okay.
Win something.
Well,
Finally.
Win nothing, but
Oh.
win something.
Get
Here we
more
go.
than
Here's the
2
first one.
points.
The peppercorns are finally. In the city of, I guess, Leech, hopefully I pronounced that right, last weekend was attended by dozens of friends, family members dressed in black, waiting for a ceremony to begin until they were met with a landing helicopter. Okay, I guess a couple questions
Man, sit your ass down.
Superbly placed. Superbly placed. Okay?
I'll let you have the floor on this first. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So for me, it as you said, it's a family affair. Your children think this funny? Your children think this funny. What kind of twisted family is this to begin with? To where your children are writing things like this
Online.
Not
Well, I mean, you couldn't put it in your journal because no one
It
read
sounds like a prayer. Why? Why? You putting that on the internet? Like, it's too much. The man is clearly disturbed. And I say that based on the influence of social media.
What do you want? He didn't show up until the helicopter gig, so you don't know what was said unless you're again based off of your wife and kids were listening. Right. But
well, someone
still,
was obviously TikToking it. He was getting the live stream.
Yeah.
Somebody.
So my probably, but my thing is like, look, are you like you said looking for clout? or trying to be a Bond villain. Because it makes no damn sense. Because mind you, he did everything elaborate like a Bond villain. You know, I mean, he's like faked his own death, comes back from the death through using a helicopter. I mean, come on.
And then you had your kids setting out booby traps and breadcrumbs. Like what?
I mean, shoot.
That is a Bond villain.
Yes.
Yeah. We're ticking off a lot of the check boxes on that one.
I mean, you have the villainous girlfriend and all that shit who probably dead in a matter of minutes. You know, later on, and you wouldn't even get it. Yes,
self-indulgent. He a Bond villain.
Here's my thing.
And a foreign country.
I was about to say, you here before me. I said, and he's foreign.
Because I downloaded it, you know, the next day, and I was like, "This is dynamite radio."
That's an insane story. I forgot that story even happened.
That would to me, it just did not make why all that. But
I forgot that happened.
So Taz, I'll let you start with. What do you think the title was this?
Family never dies.
Oh, that's good. That's like a Bond joke, and yeah. All right. There's something about Bond.
That's another one.
Family bonding.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There you go.
That's a good one.
No.
We get 2 guesses.
It is.
No.
Connect this to his last Daniel Craig Bond movie. No Time to Die on TikTok.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Last one.
The last clip. The last Bond movie I saw was Spectre. Too far.
Uh-oh.
All right, so this is a special edition of our regular segment called The Rundown. This is the Rundown Florida edition. I wonder if Brian has the sound effect. I don't know if we can play it on.
Oh, God.
It's not.
Look, come on.
We're on remote, maybe.
We're on remote, exactly.
Florida or not.
There you go. That's pretty good. Okay.
That's really good. That's really good, actually.
It's a good impression.
And the way it
delivered it. Yes.
The way it cut in sounded kind of like our rough shot type of shit that like cutting in at just the wrong time.
Unfortunately for Brian now, he's on sound effect duty in exactly that manner for the rest of the show. That was really good.
So good.
All right, Chip, what do you got?
That was me live from a hotel room in
Minneapolis?
No, Birmingham. No, Binghamton. Binghamton, New York. Yeah, that wasn't great. All right. No, don't go there. SUNY Binghamton, the alma mater of Speaker Jeffries.
Wow.
Just, you know.
Someone
Anyway.
went there.
Somebody went there. Okay, so what? There's something about.
What category is this again?
This is a mixed bag.
Oh, mixed
Oh,
bag.
that doesn't help us.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
I think this one is called Brian or Not.
That would be too easy.
That's really good.
It is, but it's...
Oh,
wow.
it's close. Oh, damn it.
Nope.
What else could it be?
Yeah.
Improper or not?
Nope.
Oh, he says,
You
I
guys
think
are
he
in
got
the realm, but pretty much all you had to say was Florida or not sound effects.
Oh,
Christ. That's a good. I mean, that's a good way to find the clip.
pretty close.
Close,
Yeah,
but
to find the
cigar,
clip,
as
you'll
they
know
say.
exactly what clip
So
it
we
is.
end here at 2-2. So, and we can do it again down the line, unless you guys want to try one more tiebreaker.
Can we try one more
Yes.
tiebreaker?
One more
Leave it a
tiebreaker.
fucking draw.
Yeah.
This is America.
Right. There's no ties in the Ip Clip Georgia score.
All right. Let's see. Where
Not the
is
same
that?
as clip game.
Ooh, okay. Here we go. I think you're right. Here we go. I think you'll like this one. Pull this one down.
He's queuing it up.
That's right, people.
We're still
Don't
not
worry.
going to get it.
It's still television and radio.
We're back, with one man.
On the Hill, the congressional Republicans in the House and Jordan's committee and all this have been screaming about impropriety in this investigation, even though this is Trump's appointed attorney who's still running the show. The DOJ and the Biden administration have been scrupulously not touching this with a 20-foot pole. They won't even talk about it.
Yeah, I've never heard.
They want to have nothing to do with this. And that has not stopped the Fox News world from spinning up this wild set of conspiracies, including, and I am not making this up, MTG bringing in porn clips of Hunter Biden onto a committee hearing and showing them to everybody, prompting the committee to ask, is this even like legitimately okay to show? I'm not making this up. She printed out screenshots of Hunter Biden's sex tape with somebody and showed them to everybody in the committee room and was like, look at this. And everybody's like, whoa, lady, I don't know what you do since Glenn Youngkin banned porn and you probably live in Virginia, but like you need to not bring your materials into work. That's for you at home, you know? And Brian, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But it's, no, sorry, he's Bobert. He doesn't like, do you like MTG too or just Bobert? Oh, okay. Just Bobo. Ray Suarez was there for that whole thing. Just so looking at us like whatever. No. When you're out, he's the fill-in host now.
That is okay.
No, he's ready.
He's ready.
He's just gonna come back and just be the fill-in Tez.
There we go. Perfect.
I mean, you have a lot in common.
I mean,
yeah.
So, all right, Chip, what do you think?
Bobo or no? It sounds like kind of a clip. Okay. Well, it was a good try.
Porny horny.
Damn.
That's good.
That's a good one, but
No.
it is not down for the MTG hub.
Oh. Damn it. No tiebreaker.
Nope. So we end in a tie. Everyone, peace, love, and hair grease. We'll do this again maybe 6 months from now.
We all get a medal. Everybody gets a medal. Damn millennials.
Trophy.
Participation trophies. You want to do a break or you want to just soldier on?
Let's soldier on.
All right. This segment is called DC Stuff.
Yes.
This is this place that we're from. Oh wait, we had a Tez talk. You want to do yours?
We combine them. This is the Tez talk.
Okay.
Because I gotta pick. I'm taking the lesser sadder things in this.
Okay.
So yeah, we won't go too sad today. As some of you might know, we have a team, many teams here in the area, and there's a certain set of teams that play inside of DC.
That's true.
All right. So you have obviously my favorite, the Washington Nationals.
That's true.
You have the Capitals.
That's true.
You have DC United.
Yep.
You have the Mystic.
You have the Mystics. Yep.
Wizards. And then I guess I'm also the
Washington
Spirit. The Spirit play
Yep.
there.
Capital City Go-Go.
Capital City
Go-Go's.
Lots of teams.
And then there's the
There's other-
Georgetown,
Town,
American,
yeah, exactly.
G-Dub. Yeah.
Lots of teams. But
That's
you know, seven teams. You know, you might have heard Ted Leonsis.
Uncle Teddy.
Uncle Teddy has plans of his good old buddy Glenn Youngkin.
That's true.
To move everything to Potomac Yard.
Not everything.
Well, not well. All right, we'll get. But yes,
Just two of the things.
just two of the things.
Because also he doesn't have anything to do with DC United or the Spirit.
Correct. Yeah. Excuse me. For what he owns, it's under the Monumental umbrella, and even
Yeah.
But right. So we say that they're only moving the Wizards and the Capitals. I
But
think
they're not.
Oh,
Go ahead.
But what you also might not realize is that there's an arena that's in Congress Heights.
That's
that
true.
There was an investment made by said Ted Leonsis to go ahead and, again, as we saw as what happened with Barry in downtown D.C., arenas like this can spur economic growth.
It was a $65 million arena built.
Yeah. And because the Mystics are really good.
Yes.
And
Won several championships.
Yeah. Just one.
Just okay. Got to several and
Yes.
won. Yes.
But again, great team. They do, again, pack that building.
They do.
And at a time, I think the idea for building, right, along with this being a practice facility for the Wizards, but you build this arena because there was a time, again, where women's sports wasn't at the same height that I would believe it is now. And what they're saying is, like, again, you build an arena that is, you could fill, right?
Sure.
That has changed a little bit, right? I think you could put the Mystics back inside Capital
MCI
One.
Center.
Yeah, MCI Center, whatever you want to call it now. And, right, you could get, it would look a lot different than the days I was going there giving free hot dogs.
It's true.
Yeah, it would look a lot different. And that's the idea behind, right, the Capitals and the Wizards move to this new super megaplex that they're going to end up having in Potomac Yard. You would then move the Mystic to play their home games in the larger stadium that would be in downtown. But it's almost like, again, a slap in the face to the residents east of the river, specifically here in Congress Heights, that would lose the revenue of having the Mystics and having that being an arena where, again, you could fill it with other things, right?
But the main draw is gone.
The main draw is gone.
Yep.
And it's just, again, right, I think billionaires are allowed to do whatever the hell they want with their teams. They're allowed to do that. But it goes in the same vein of how disrespected that the residents of, like, Congress Heights, and really at this point anywhere in east of the river, are disrespected constantly over and over again. To me, this feels similar to like a Walmart being pulled out. It always seems that even when something gets there, it's quick to be removed. And this is all speculation. But the amount of business that could be lost if this does end up going through. I mean, and also too, right, they built Sycamore and Oak that's next to that as well.
Right.
That's a retail village. Like, there's a lot of things that were promised to those residents. And, like, I mean, contracts are broken all the time, but
if you pull the pin out from underneath and the whole thing comes crashing down, I mean, the linchpin in this is the Mystics.
Yeah.
You know, that's why the stadium's there. Nobody's going to watch Go-Go's games or Wizards
boxing,
practice.
maybe. I think the boxings have had a few draws, but the Mystics are the reason folks
Well,
love them.
let's put it. Well, first off,
Look at these dead ass birds.
Because we haven't done that yet. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
So, I've been there. I've been to that arena. And I've been told by other people who've been there several times, it's a nice place, but in the wrong area. and honestly, it's like, I had one colleague of mine mention to me that after leaving an event from there, he sees a random car burning, just randomly, and no one doing anything about it.
Yeah, but won't the stadium being there eventually flip that neighborhood?
It should have happened like the moment after it was built.
The moment after?
Christ, I mean, God, if we did that in Gallery Place, we'd have been like, yo.
Oh, Jesus. It took 10 years for the MCI Center to flip that.
This is why you got the white belt.
No, if you're saying the fact that after having one, you
Brian Reagan.
You put the Mystics in there. You have the Capital City Go-Go be their home place. You have several other events that you feel that would be more a good intimate venue to be in besides having it at the Capital One Arena. Yeah, you should have felt like especially, I believe it's now been 2 to 3 years now, almost 4, of that place being built. Yeah, that area should be thriving. I was there just last year, and I'm still seeing things that are partially built, or better yet, just still waiting to be, developers to go in there. And it's like, okay, I understand maybe a slow process, but I felt like it's like this should be like, once this is done, we could keep it moving. But I just feel like in that area alone, it's a lot of sketchy shit. And
So what you're seeing is a lack of investment, and the city needs to double up and spend more money in there?
I'm not saying more money needs to be put in there. If you already got the money already in there,
we build stuff for free now.
If the money should already be in there, I would have saw something more vibrant by now in conjunction with the EAS. But I just feel like it's just not a place to really be putting investment in. I mean, unless the fact is like.
So you want the neighborhood to turn around to deserve the stadium that's going to turn it around?
Yeah, like I
That's
said before.
crazy.
Wait a minute.
No,
Whoa.
I said this before. I really think it's the residents of Washington D.C. who's at fault of why Ted is pulling these teams out.
Yes,
residents.
it's true. Black cities can't run themselves. You heard it here from Brian, the white man, on Beltway Radio and Beyond, that black cities are irresponsible and they can't self. Well, you know, Anacostia, famously the whitest part of DC, can't govern itself and behave itself. It doesn't deserve a stadium or reinvestment or anything. Look,
that's why they're taking it away, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
obviously,
People agree with you. Obviously, they agree with Brian.
If you can remember back to the mid-'90s, what Chinatown, Gallery Place area looked like before the MCI Center, and then even what it looked like 5 years after the MCI Center was built, and even after 10 years after the MCI Center was built, they didn't build that fancy bowling.
Yeah, it didn't come from
shit
that's
until
only been
like
there
2005 or 2007
no, you
or
might
something
even be,
like
you might even be being more generous than that.
2010.
10 maybe.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah. That stuff doesn't come overnight, and it takes consistent reinvestment. The really brilliant thing of what happened with the MCI Center was not just that they built an arena downtown in an area that really needed a lot of help and reinvestment, is that they set up the special tax district around it.
Right.
So that all of that stuff that came along with it to serve the people who were coming to the games, all the restaurants and bars and entertainment and all that stuff, it got reinvested. It didn't just escape off into the hands of the people who were smart enough to put a Hooters near the MCI Center, which they did.
They did, yeah.
Okay, but like that doesn't happen overnight. The reinvestment's there.
Yes, it started.
Right? The
yeah.
Sycamore
and Oak is there.
Is a good example of dedicated reinvestment. And all of that stuff is contractually obligated to be there for a long period of time because they know that shit doesn't happen overnight. Unlike Brian H.W. Bush over here, who seems to think that black communities don't deserve nice things like stadiums.
If they don't got he said he had a 3-year window.
They have a 3-year window to get their shit together.
It's not the fucking Ravens.
No,
it's like you can't be like, we just got this wide receiver. You got we got a quarterback. You got 3 years to prove yourself. It doesn't work that way. You have to let this.
You better be great immediately.
This shit has to simmer for
Did
a minute.
Lamar win a Super Bowl in his first year?
Say again?
Did Lamar win a Super Bowl his first year?
No, he got to the playoffs.
Did he make it to the Super Bowl in his third year?
Made the playoffs.
Yeah, did he win the Super Bowl in his third year?
He has not been.
Well, that's it. Burn it down. Get rid of him. He's terrible. He's just no good for that team.
Mind you, when we had this discussion last year, I felt the fact is like, here's the one missing piece, and I think you can agree with this. The real reason I believe that Ted Leosis is trying to move this to both the Caps and Wizards down there.
He better say money.
You can say money. You can say money.
I'm saying money.
I'm saying this aspect. I believe that he has noticed the fact that all the other teams in the league have gone newer stadiums and made certain places as big hub events.
Yes.
So meaning the fact, like, when was the last time the Wizards hosted an All-Star game? Better yet, ask you this one. When was the last time the Capitals hosted an All-Star game?
Long time.
Thank you. So, if you go to the downtown D.C., mind you, the Wizards did host an All-Star game, but pretty much a lot of people wasn't really do much down there. If you notice that during around, I believe it was 2002 when they hosted.
Here, I have listened. This is what because again, I was very young during that time, but I have listened to the world-renowned DJ Clark Kent talk about All-Star Weekend in DC, and it goes down. Most people say it goes down as like one of the premier events
It was an epic event
that ever happened.
I
in
was
this
around
city.
for that.
It ever happened in this city.
I went to an NBA draft at the MCI Center and shit was wild.
Right. Yeah. So that's the thing. So pretty much that's what I believe Ted is his other main vision besides, again, possibly whatever. You can list a lot of excuses why he's leaving. But the real main thing is I believe is like, look, you can make a lot of money by having an All-Star game, by having an NBA draft, having an NHL draft, having an NHL All-Star game. Those big four, because
the arena should be redone.
Yes,
I'm not arguing that.
4 things. If you see how lot of these small marketplaces have gotten them. And pretty much a lot of people go to them, thrive, and all that stuff. In addition to, if for whatever reason, this also can help the Commanders because again, the NFL draft is now a traveling party. So again, you can have the NFL draft down in the.
I'm not saying that moving and building a big stadium in Potomac Yard is terrible. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that makes financial sense. Right, it's a bigger place. Yeah. They can put more people in it.
It's they can flood zone, but whatever.
Right, whatever. they can also they can have continuous income that has nothing to do with the sports stuff. That's all there, and what's really happening is that now Teddy owns 3 places. He's shifting, so he's gonna have the new stadium. He's gonna have the MCI Center. And he's gonna have the old Mystic Stadium. But the problem is
new Mystic Stadium.
The problem is
Mystic Stadium.
By moving the Mystics downtown, he's kind of doing 2 bad things because he's saying one, he's like, all right, I took the NBA and NHL teams away, but here's a WNBA team that ought to hold you for a little while. That's disrespectful of downtown because that's not the same thing. I don't care what anybody says. Should it be? Yeah, but it's not. And then he's also moving the anchor from a place where it is successful, where they are packing the place, where it is economically. The story that I added here was about a guy who had to triple the size of his business just to keep up with his concessions there.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and opened a second location as a result. He's robbing that anchor out from under them, and he's replacing it with literally nothing. It's not the same. What I want to be clear about is whatever this decision is being made, it is entirely financial, and it is not about communities that don't deserve or haven't earned the right to have these amenities nearby. And it is most certainly not about crime. Because I will tell you that for the first 15 years going downtown to Bullets games, it was a bit sketchy. You get off the metro, you dash up into the stadium. You didn't want to hang around. You didn't even want to go to the McDonald's. It was a little iffy, right? And so that did not deter anybody. We all kept going.
Yeah.
And it became a premier venue with the most expensive condos in the city right next door.
Well, based on the fact that the team, through the years, especially, the Wizards with their, some mild success, but then the Capitals finally winning in 2019. So, but still the main thing here is, for Ted, it's like he's seeing how other owners getting new places and feeling like, okay, and in addition, like I said before, getting those premier events because you can't rely on possibly the Capitals trying to get to the stadium.
It's not a new enough stadium to get the events. I get it, but an all-star game doesn't make a city, and it doesn't make an arena. And look,
but it makes your city. But here's the thing. But it does make your city a focal point at that point in time, and
for a fleeting moment
around January, late January and mid-February.
Look, we've said it before. There's very few instances where a publicly financed stadium actually pays benefits. The MCI Center is one of the few.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one thing. Second thing is there are very few sports venues, stadiums, arenas, or otherwise, that are built that last more than 30 years. A lot of them basically get to that 30-year point, and then people either want them renovated or torn down. Fenway, Wrigley, these are 100-year parks. Camden appears to be on that trajectory. It's going to be a 100-year park, but you don't end up with those. Even Yankee Stadium didn't make it that long, right? So, you're talking about, that's just kind of the cycle of this. But why abandon not just the city, but basically 2 halves of the city? You abandon downtown by going to Alexandria, and you abandon Anacostia.
That's what it is. It's abandonment.
Okay, you feel like you're abandoned. You say that, but then again, it's like I said, the Mystics goes back to Capital One. If things become finalized, the Mystics goes back to Capital One. They're only a summer league, so with the Go-Go, mind you, it's pretty much around this time frame they'll be playing. So between comparing the 3 months to possibly 5 in another place. And then on top of that, you have back to Capital One. You have Georgetown.
Yeah.
So you still have them. Now over on EAS, you can put the women Georgetown team over there if you want to. But that's probably something that you have to talk about.
But you know what you can do at Capital One is you can do like the monster truck stuff and the concerts and all that stuff.
They always do.
But they can't do that at EAS.
Yeah, you can.
Can't do monster trucks there.
Well, not monster trucks, but you can have concerts.
You can do concerts. They do concerts over there.
Concerts there. I've been to a couple of wrestling events there. Mind you, I think for some of the smaller independent promotions, they can go over there. There is possibilities. My main concern is the fact that is the city willing to want to do this? That's my issue. In addition to the fact where it's like, again, the residents who go into the stadium is a small minority to compare it to the rest of the entire.
Yeah, but the stadium was
think
generating.
That's different from what happens in the Mystic. I think that there's more. I think in that area, we would see that there are more residents from Ward 8, Ward 7 that go to those games there than you probably see, obviously.
I think you get more local traffic supporting the Mystics than you do people willing to cross the river from Anacostia into the rest of D.C. to watch the Mystics. I think when the Mystics are convenient, people go to see them. When it's a schlep, they don't. And I think that the fan base for that team is overwhelmingly east of the river.
Yeah.
And because they built that they
and they're good.
They're good, and they've created a center of gravity around that neighborhood, and they respect the neighborhood, and they want to be part of that neighborhood. And now let's add to it, right? He abandoned downtown, he abandoned Anacostia, and he's taking people out of their homeland and ripping them up and transplanting them in a place they're not from. This current Mystics team is not from the MCI Center. They're from EAS.
Yeah.
And you're taking them away from their neighborhood connections. And they know their fans. And altogether, it just looks like this sort of thing where this billionaire guy who has more money than you could possibly imagine is shaking.
He could wait it out.
He doesn't have to wait it out. He's shaking down various municipalities for breaks and gifts that could be
The land deal in Potomac Yard is going to be one of the most insane, it's the most
worth more than
insane
you
deals
can
that
imagine.
you've ever seen.
It's worth a whole country GDP. At the same time, the next story we have is about the council trying to appropriate more money for SNAP benefits and the mayor refusing to hand it out until it went to court. And then the 11th hour, she was like, all right, fine, I'll go ahead and hand out the money. The same amount of money that is being spent to try to convince this billionaire to stay in the district could have fed all of these people for a decade. And instead, we're arguing about $46 more a month and whether they'll distribute that or not. Like, this is the real hard question. It isn't about whether the teams are successful or whether the arenas are successful or any of that. It is about the allocation of resources. If this guy's a billionaire and this guy's such a good businessman, why on God's green earth does he need the help of the taxpayers who are struggling to give $50 a month more of food assistance to the poorest folks in the city? Why does he need that $50 a month to help build him a brand new shiny stadium when he's a billionaire?
Because that's the method.
He's so fucking smart, and he's so good at raising money, and he's so good at making a product that people want.
If
you ought to be able to handle that on his
Glenn
own.
Youngkin will give you $1 billion property to build your dreams on, based on the taxpayers of Arlington.
That sounds a lot like Alexandria. But that does sound a lot like socialism to me. It doesn't sound like the free market.
But even if we think about what the SNAP benefits and the money that comes to the district, again, we are quick to go ahead and give the breaks and these tax breaks, again,
to the job creators, heavy air quotes, job creators.
When our coffers, they're not empty, but how comes we're not able to get this money for SNAP benefits? Which again, there shouldn't be pressure.
Which gets spent. Every cent of it gets spent because people need to eat. Like, all of this is to say publicly financed sports venues are basically waste of money boondoggles. They don't pay off. And in the rare instance where you have one that did pay off, it is being abandoned. It is being abandoned. This one in a lifetime opportunity where a sports venue actually did pay for itself, and they're walking away from it. Everybody's walking away from it.
Hopefully not. Hopefully the friggin' good people of Alexandria.
The downstate folks.
Hopefully
that's it. You got to think about it's the downstate.
Yeah.
The downstate folks who just hate Northern Virginia. They're going to vote against it.
I hope.
Could happen. All right, on to sports.
Right.
Ted Cruz was at the game against with the Longhorns versus UW, and guess what happened?
You got booed.
Texas lost. He did get booed, but Texas lost. Ted Cruz has a terrible, terrible record. When he shows up at a venue supporting one of the Texas teams, they lose.
Ted Drake.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Let's see. The Astros were 0-4 with Cruz in attendance in the 23 postseason before losing Game 7 while he was in the crowd. And let's see. Texas A&M lost to Alabama on October 7th while he was there. Baylor football's home opener, which they lost to Texas State. Oh my God. Yeah. He was also spotted at the 24 Sugar Bowl wearing Longhorns colors, and then UW won. He's 0-8. 0-8 recently. He has some extremely painful moments in Texas sports. Remember that Western Conference Final Game 7 where the Houston Rockets missed 27 three-pointers and lost to the Warriors? Cruz was there.
He was there for that?
He was.
Wasn't Ariza's fault.
That's right. The 2019 NCAA Men's Basketball Championship where Texas Tech led by 3 points with 22 seconds left but lost in overtime. Ted Cruz was there. He was present when the Longhorns nearly beat Alabama last season when Texas was not back. And when Texas came back from a 20-point deficit against Oklahoma in 2017, but still lost. Yes.
That's
Ted
bad
Cruz.
luck.
Ted Cruz. Raphael. Now, I will point out his Calgary Flames.
I was going to say,
since
the
he's
Canadian
been gone,
teams.
much better. They're competitive. All right, this one's called The Panthers Completed a Pass.
Oh, this
The NFL has fined Carolina Panthers team owner David Tepper $300,000 for his unacceptable conduct.
$3.
Yeah, right. It's nothing. Because he threw a drink out of his luxury box on some Jags fans below him and slammed his cup on the bar and was like, that's it. So then the NFL released a statement to the media Tuesday announcing the penalty. The NFL today fined Carolina Panthers chairman David Tepper $300,000 for his unacceptable conduct in Jacksonville during Sunday's game. All NFL personnel are expected to conduct themselves at all times in ways that respect our fans and favorably reflect on their team and the NFL. Tepper also released a statement that was apparently written also by the NFL. I'm going to read it in Carolina. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm deeply passionate about this team and regret my behavior on Sunday. The statement read, I should have let the NFL stadium security handle any issues that arose. I respect the NFL's code of conduct and accept the league's discipline of my behavior.
So he wanted the security to take him out of the building.
What happened was there were people below him in the box being happy in Jacksonville while they won. And his 2-15 team lost. And he was like, oh, they're disrespecting me. Like, or they're just happy they won and you own a terrible team. And so he's like, fuck y'all. And he threw a drink on him. Now, incidentally, it was very nice champagne. So, it's probably good for them. Not great. Panthers owner David Tepper appears to have spilled his drink on a Jags fan during a 26-0 loss. By the way. Speaking of teams that start with a J.
This is crazy.
The Jets. Do you know the Jets have a quarterback called Aaron?
Yeah.
Do you know he doesn't play?
Yeah, he make 4 plays this year, right?
Four plays
on the
That's in
fourth
like about
play.
8 minutes.
Yep. So
and then somehow hijacked the whole season because he was going to come back remarkably.
But he has not come back.
And we knew that wasn't going to
Nope. And Aaron is not back, but he is facing some legal issues.
He's always in the fucking news.
Yep. So what happened was he was on the Pat McAfee show.
As one is every Thursday.
Yep. Let a naysayer know, as you may have seen that clip.
I did see that clip.
It's pretty good. So
that is not what I.
That was really funny.
Like, oh my God.
Reese was smooth about it.
Yes,
though.
everybody knew what was going on. Besides, Pat, shut
But
up.
Pat was like,
just be quiet. And
Shut
let
up,
it
Pat. Des had way too much fun with that. I was so proud of him.
She was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah,
I can't believe we're here. I can't believe.
I hate every time I agree with Herbie.
Yeah, of course.
Like I can't like that. But anyway, so basically, Aaron was on the Pat McAfee show, and they were talking about I don't know nothing and how he doesn't play, and then somehow they got onto that. There's the stuff about Epstein was about to be released by the court after brilliant work by the Miami Herald. By the way,
Jesus Christ, a high level reporter.
Yo, good reporting, good legal department, support local newspapers. So Aaron was like, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's going to be on that list. And you might be like, well, why would he do that? And it's like, well, because Jimmy Kimmel makes fun of him because he's on the Jets. And also because he got injured. And also because he's a football player. And also because he went off to some retreat in total darkness and did a bunch of drugs and shit. Yeah. Like, you're a public figure, dude. People are going to make fun of you. And that's kind of the deal. And, like, you got to deal with it. Well, he was like, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's going to be on that Epstein list. Well, the thing about saying things like that is it's not only is it not funny, but like there's this whole army of wackos who hear that stuff and go, oh, I got to kill Jimmy Kimmel because I hate pedophiles.
Yeah, they're going to leave from Comet Ping Pong and then go to Jimmy Kimmel's house.
That's right. Also, I want to be clear. None of these QAnon people actually hates pedophiles. Many of them are pedophiles. But
now you're about to get
wild speculation.
Wow.
Tez said it.
I did not.
So, but in any case, like these people did show up at Jimmy Kimmel's house and started threatening him and calling him and stuff like, oh yeah, you're on the list. We're going to kill you. And he was like, yo, asshole. Aaron, asshole. You put my family in danger, so I'm going to sue you. So he's suing him. And all that guaranteed money that the Jets paid to Aaron, guess where it's going?
I know right now Bob Iger's like, why the fuck did I come back to fucking Disney? Because this is some what's in it. First of all, it's happening, right? To my knowledge, Jimmy Kimmel's still on ABC, right?
He is?
He's still on ABC, right? To my knowledge, ESPN is a property of the Disney Corporation.
That's correct.
That also owns ABC.
That is correct.
And one thing that I know from my time of watching ESPN religiously 24 hours a day, the same thing over and over again, don't do that anymore.
No.
I'm off that narcotic. I don't need to know that much about sports. The same thing. Anyways. But the one thing I know is that they hate ESPN or Disney on Disney crime.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse don't fuck with this type of shit,
right.
Okay?
No mouse on mouse crime.
No, and McAfee, right, and Aaron Rodgers, like, you almost could almost say that, like, Aaron Rodgers kind of helps like, I mean, he's helped McAfee. I don't want to take away from McAfee's star turn because he's done a lot. But his spot on that show is something that people are drawn to. This is one of the few places that Aaron goes to talk. And people are interested in what the crazy motherfucker has to say.
I mean, McAfee gets in trouble with this kind of stuff a lot. And I'm not sure that he really has a view on anything. I think he mostly
cares
just
about his views.
Yeah, he wants to get the controversy.
That's all.
So
the clicks.
His answer to this was all very much like, look, we don't know. We're not saying one way or the other. But he issued this weird kind of like not apology. The same thing happened with the Brett Favre stuff, where they called Brett Favre on his show a thief who was stealing from poor people in Mississippi, which is accurate and provably true. Another local reporting outfit. And, at the end of that, he was forced to issue this statement where he was like, I had to read a letter that said that I don't really know anything about anything and I'm an idiot. but like that's not. You know, I don't think there's a reason necessarily to go after McAfee for this, except that like stoking this kind of controversy for the sake of controversy is probably bad in general for everybody. But
could be good for McAfee. I mean,
it's good for him because he gets the attention.
And let's say McAfee says, I mean, because one, his statement is obvious that Bob Iger called in and said, "Yeah, go see, like, what are you doing?"
Right.
That's obvious that from that statement there that someone in the upper levels in the C-suite of Disney was like, "Yo, what the hell is going on?" And because this could be a huge issue. Like it's a huge.
It's not. But the thing is that Kimmel's not suing McAfee or ESPN. He's suing Aaron Rodgers directly.
Yes.
And I can guarantee it that he either wins or settles out of court because it's pretty obvious, like the open and shut aspect of this. And it's also pretty obvious that Kimmel's going to make a public showing of donating the money to some sort of good cause. So Disney's going to come out of this looking pretty good regardless. But Aaron is not, and the Jets are not. The Jets don't need any more negative publicity. These Jets are less popular than that one that crashed in Japan. Like, that's bad.
Jesus Christ, I don't know.
You don't want to be the Jets right now. Yeah. And you certainly don't want your quarterback, who's not playing, going around implicating you in a bunch of bullshit.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers needs the attention, right? That's what we've come to find out.
Clearly.
Over the last, 4 years. And it's kind of like, I heard a good take that was that we should have rooted for him to win more Super Bowls because we wouldn't be in this shit.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure Tom Brady probably aligns kind of with the same shit political-wise. I know that for a fact. You know what? You got, 6 Super Bowls.
He's doing Hertz commercials.
Yeah, you chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And you just go mind your business. You do your shit in private.
Yeah.
But he can't help himself. He needs this type of attention.
You know how he could get the attention since his feet aren't going to work anymore?
What?
Tetris.
Oh, wow.
Except that some 13-year-old beat him to it. A 13-year-old named Willis Gibson of Oklahoma became the first person ever to beat Tetris.
Says a lot about Oklahoma.
Now look, we know that Tetris is beatable with an AI because people set it up to do it, and you need something that fast basically to beat Tetris. But this kid got to level 157.
Yep.
And he caused the kill screen.
There you won.
He got more points than there were digit counters on the system, which the original Soviet programmers never considered.
And what we thought was going to happen at Y2K.
What's the...
if you ever get Apple Plus, go see Tetris, the movie. It was really good.
It was good? Interesting.
You can watch on YouTube because he filmed himself beating this.
Okay.
So you can watch the moment it happened. What is the highest level of Tetris you ever gotten to?
I don't know. I was more of a Dr. Mario.
I love Dr. Mario.
Once I found that, I was like, I don't know. I like this better. I'm addicted to
similar
characters.
game.
It is a very similar game. Where did you get to Tetris?
Somewhere in the mid-50s. I could get to like 50-something.
That's high.
Yeah, I could easily get to like 40-something, and then I could, on a good day, get into the mid-50s. And like 157,
That's insane.
No! That's 3 times higher than I could even. So I watched this. I watched like the last little bit of it, and like it's happening so fast that it almost looks like he's guessing, but he's not because he's getting lines. And he's employing the strategy of like, early on you look for big scores and cascades and all that stuff. But then when you're down to like where it's really fast, you're just like single line, single line, single line, single line. Like just nail a line, nail a line, nail a line. And he kills it. And you can hear him go, he's like, please crash, please crash, please crash. Boom. And it crashes. And he goes,
that's insane.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's quite a moment. I highly recommend everybody goes and watch it. We'll put the link on the social so everybody can go. But like, oh my God, it's so good. Shout out to him.
Yes.
Way to go, kid. Willis Gibson of Oklahoma. What does it say about Oklahoma?
It ain't shit to do. So he's 13. If he was 37, that'd be different. He's allowed to do this.
Yeah, he's 13.
Yeah.
And he's won like several tournaments.
Wait.
And
He
stuff.
should have been doing his homework. 157 levels? How long did it take him?
It took him 44 minutes.
This man.
And 150.
Yeah, he did it all in 44 minutes. So
Should've been
he had
doing his
time to do his homework. He's fine.
Should have been doing
Oklahoma homework? Do you know how hard that is?
Look, you're homeschooled. Who cares?
If you can recite the alphabet in third grade, you're already like valedictorian. it's Oklahoma. Well, he can do Legos, so make him a professor. That's it.
Sorry to our listeners in Oklahoma.
If your state has square corners, we don't care about you. Them's the rules.
Them's the rules.
Yep. All right. Before we get to the outro, Tez, do you have any picks and/or a resolution for the show for this year?
Resolution.
Book a single guest.
Book a single guest.
That was your resolution last year.
We're gonna get to it. And for picks, I haven't been. We're getting into. What's the last? This is the last week of the season, right?
That's it.
So I'm assuming what we got. There's a big game is gonna happen in Florida, right? Bills and Dolphins.
Yep.
Choose the Bills. Who else do we have on there? Detroit's already locked up with it.
Eagles facing the Giants.
Yeah, Eagles
Cowboys
and Giants.
facing the
Cowboys
Commanders
and Washington.
Commanders win the last game
You
of
got
the year.
Cincy and Cleveland.
Cincy and Cleveland. Joe
Cleveland's
Flacco.
already in the playoffs.
Oh, it doesn't matter. So they're probably sitting.
Flacco's benched.
Okay, yeah, that's smart.
Oh, here's good. Jags against I know Colts facing the Texans and Jags facing the Titans.
Yep.
Jags versus Titans.
Jags in Tennessee. That game matters.
Yeah.
That AFC South is a little open, so
we'll go ahead and we'll choose the Titans on that one.
Who's the quarterback of the Titans?
Is it Tannehill?
Is it still Tannehill? I think it is.
Last I checked, he played last game, but he could switch.
Yeah. Good pull.
Look at that. Look at that. Look,
You knew something.
I knew something. Do not know who. No, Trevor Lawrence was the quarterback. He's hurt though.
He may be coming back.
He was hurt.
I watched him. He got hurt. I watched him.
He got hurt 2 weeks ago, and then he played the next week, and now it's kind of iffy.
I saw him get hurt. I was in a bar watching that when it happened.
He accidentally consumed football.
I
do.
My fantasy, so it's my championship week. So
good luck.
Way to go. All right. You hear that music, which means we've come to the end of the show. We want to say thank you to the super producer. Yeah. Super producer Brian for all that he does around here and even more for what he did this week, which was basically most of the show. Thanks to our radio partners, iTunes, Google, Amazon, Soviet Radio, all those guys. Thanks to NOTN for keeping us on for another week. Thanks to our home on the interwebs, coplaymedia.com. And thanks, as always, to our family here at Beltway Radio for making us sound as smooth as Aaron's Achilles as he stands up in a courtroom. Crack.
Snack. Oh, God, I butchered it. I missed
Snap, crackle, pop. Yeah, that's good.
I missed it.
All right.
Fuck.
Where can everybody get you on the socials and things?
On X at DC Cortez. On Instagram at Ketchum Cordy. Being a flaming liberal on Blue Sky at DC Cortez.
All right, you can find me on the show on Twitter at ChipChatRR. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at RipChipChat. And you can, of course, find us every Thursday night, except not next Thursday night because we got to take it off. Don't get too excited. Most Thursday nights here on Beltway Radio and beyond. I'm Chip. That's Tez. That's Brian. You've been listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Street balls.